A lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up. Good morning. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life once again. Man, I got the radio voice today. Look at that. All right. Let's change my mouthwash. Anyway, I am John Greaves III. I'm the co-founder of Garage Gym Life along with my wife, Naomi. And on this show, we are going to go over all of the home gym content that has come across our desks, talk about the topics that matter to the home gym community, get your live reactions, and have a lot of fun along the way. If this is your first time checking out the show, do me a favor, like everybody else who loves us, hit the like button, hit subscribe, help us to continue to grow this thing, because the bigger the channel grows, the easier it is for me to get the guests on this show who you want to hear from. And then additionally, if you want to do one more thing, if you're feeling generous, share this video link with somebody who you think might enjoy watching what we have going on here today. And in order for you to make that decision, I'm going to tell you what we got going on today. In the first hour, we're going to have news and other things. At 6:45, we'll have Recliner of Rage. I'll tell you why I'm mad once again this week. Then in the second hour, my wife Naomi will be joining us in a minute, and I will be reacting to the news of the day, especially a particular video that my guy Tim over at Gym Crafter put out. Tim is causing trouble again, and at the same time, though, I think he raised a lot of points that need to be discussed, and because his videos are always very thought-provoking, and I think he made some very, very important points. So I want to go ahead and I'm gonna I've commented on the video. We've actually got the video link in the description for this one, but we're going to discuss it a little bit, and we want to hear from you guys during that segment what you think as well. Then at the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be joined by Mike Reed, the founder of Micro Gainz. He's going to be returning for his annual visit to kind of catch us up on what's going on with Micro Gainz and how his business is growing. And also he's going to catch up with us to see how we've grown since the last time we saw him. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the one, the only. You know her, you love her. You don't love her as much as I do, but you love her. That's right, Naomi. Here we go. First, we got to play her theme song. Oh. Everybody, hold your phones up in the air. Hold your phones up in the air.
Wow. Good morning, everybody.
That's the kind of show we're going to have today. That's the kind of show we're going to have today.
And I'm the one that drinks coffee and he doesn't. So
hey,
just so everybody knows.
I am powered by G-Code Nutrition Vice. Links in the bio. If you guys would like to get the best pre-workout in the game, use promo code Best Gym in Town.
Wow.
I'm ready. Bang, 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 bang. Now, with that energy going, let's go see who's in the live chat. Say what's up to them. All right. Let's see. Oh, boy. All right. It's your boy. Carlos, first in the building. He says, way too early birds get the perm.
We're talking like Jerry curl perm?
I feel like it. Now,
so
Carlos doesn't have hair. He does have a goatee. He doesn't have hair, but Carlos, if you identify as someone with a perm, I'm not going to stand in the way of you identifying as someone with a perm. It looks to the naked eye, to the untrained eye, you're bald. You got a bald head. But if you identify as somebody with a perm, hey, man, live your dream. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
T-Dog19, what's up, Trev? That's his street name. He says,
Good
wake
morning.
up and get warm. Hey, you ain't lying, man. We got all kinds of the wrong kind of weather headed our way. Balance and Grace Coaching. What's up, Letha? She says, good morning. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday, man. That is the complete truth. Colonial Barbell Club checking in from work. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here. And Carlos said, my mic sounds nice. And I assume he means your mic is good as well. That's perfect. Perfect.
Sounds good.
That's it. Everything's going well so far. Dr. Mike B. Hey, Mike. Hey, man. Well, first of all, good morning. But also, did that video on that channel, the collab video you did it ever drop? If it did, put the link in the chat because I want everybody to go watch it. And if it didn't drop yet, I'm not going to say anything else about it, but just make sure when it drops, I may not see it. So when it drops, make sure you send me the link because I'm going to share it because I think it's a big deal. I love the fact that happened for you. Okay. Hold up a second here. Here we go. It's already started. He says, no, man. I noticed nobody yelled my name. He's still finishing it up. Okay, no problem. All right, yeah. Like I said, man, just let me know. I was really excited when you showed me that. But okay, cool. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to tell you much more than that. But something really cool happened for Mike, and I cannot wait to kind of spread the word about it once we're actually able to release it. But it was really, really cool. All right. Carlos said, come on, Big Perm. Okay.
I just have in my mind's head, when I hear him say that, I just picture like Coming to America.
I'm picturing the dude from Friday who's like pulling up Big Worm. He had like the perm and he's threatening Smokey.
Is that the movie
Yeah, he said there's principalities in this, Smokey.
Because I'm like, so glow. I'm sorry. That's all I'm seeing.
That's not also, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so.
George Risto, what's up? He said, let's go. Good morning and happy Friday. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here. I know those kids are probably gonna get after you and make you and Trevor are gonna have to get out of here soon. So I appreciate y'all starting the day with us. Oh, here, see this little dry and hey J Ron, whatever, man. Bye. he said it is Friday. Man, I'm done talking to you. I'm moving on. We got things to do. All right. So it is now 6:07. We're 2 minutes behind schedule, but that's all right. We'll catch up. I promise you, because it is now time for news and other things. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to do the question of the day a little bit differently because we are going to actually discuss this topic at the 7 o'clock hour. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is a variation of a question that I put in the thing to ask you, Naomi. What, as a viewer, makes you return? Maybe if I actually just read it, that might be even better. If I actually just read it instead of trying to go from memory. If you're watching this, you're a consumer of content, okay? So as someone who watches home gym content, what makes you go back to watch channels over and over? Not just watching it one and done, not just subscribing, but what makes you keep coming back to watch channels over and over? Go ahead and put that in the live chat. And if you're watching on replay, first of all, shout out to the replay gang. But I want you guys to put your answer to that question as a reply to the comment, because it'll be pinned as the first comment, okay? Once again, as someone who watches home gym content, what makes you return to watch whatever channels you return to watch over and over? What makes you keep coming back to those channels? Okay, so that's the question of the day. All right, now let's go into news. So let's see here. First of all, it's time to we'll do that in a minute. This is a story from last week, but because you weren't able to be on the show last week, I want to get your feedback on it. So as a triathlete, what do you think about the growth in popularity of the Runcation movement? First of all, have you ever heard the phrase Runcation before I sent that to you? You had? Okay.
Yes.
All right, I figured. Yes. All right. So you already know what Runcation is. For those who don't, it's basically a vacation where you go run.
Right? Or it's any kind of sport. So it's not just running. I mean, they have other like activity-cation. So you can have like
it's like it's a fitness vacation.
Yeah, it's a fitness vacation.
But more than that, the vibe I got from it was it's not just a fitness vacation. Like, okay, so we talked a few weeks ago, actually in December, where we were talking about, would you take a fitness vacation? Like, would you go somewhere to take a workshop, do a seminar, something like that? Right. In this case, this is more like, from what I interpret, it's like you're going somewhere to compete, but you pick the spot based upon what it has available for you to do when the competition is not going on. So like, for example, or it's the venue itself. So like the Bermuda Triangle Challenge, you can run a 1 mile run on Friday, a 10K on Saturday, and a half or a full marathon on Sunday, but you're basically you're running in the different it's going to be in the Caribbean. So you get a trip to the Caribbean and then you torment yourself and then, you get to, I guess, relax on the beach afterwards or whatever. The Dopey Challenge, you go to Disney World and you run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a full marathon.
I would actually like to do that one.
I would not. But yeah, hey, you want to do all those races in one weekend?
Well, no. You see, it's
in
or
a week. In 1 week.
So you're able to pick which one. I mean, if you want to be able to do all of them, hey, more power to you. That means you're an ultra marathoner. That you can do all those different.
You can choose to do just one. So
yeah.
I can see going to Disney World and doing a 5K. I ain't gonna do it.
I would do a 10K. I mean, it's just 6.4 miles.
That is 6 miles more than I want to run.
6.4.
I mean, okay.
Plus the medal that you get with it is even cool. So things like you get a cool T-shirt, you get a medal. Maybe it's the little things like that just make my heart sing. But
no. I mean, I get it because people do it with powerlifting. You're like, hey, I want to go here. Like the thing when we went to Austria, I didn't talk about the competition as much as I did. I've talked multiple times about the town we were in and how cool it was. I can see that. And if you're into skiing, I mean, I can't imagine myself skiing after competing in powerlifting, but I can see, too often when we go to do these events, the people who go with us to support us don't have anything to do. So it's like, like remember when I did that meet and and Nora was a baby and you came and you just basically you were trapped there all day holding the baby in the stroller, had the baby in the stroller and and the kids were like reading books and trying to keep themselves occupied. And I had to be there all day. So to me, whenever you can try to do a competition somewhere where there's something to do for everybody else, I think that's like the payoff. And that makes the most sense to me. Or even like when you did the Athletic Iron Girl, there's nothing for us to do while we waited for you to get back from the bike and the run, right? But but I think didn't we go like get you iced coffee or something like that? Like that.
That was at the not athletic. That was at Recliner. You're talking about the triathlon up in Chattanooga. That's when you went.
We went and we got right. We went and got ice. So it was
and you're waiting for me to cross the finish line, and
that was hilarious. I'm sorry. I underestimated her speed. I was like, my mom came. She's like, "What are you looking for?" And I'm like looking down the road because I'm worried now. Where is Naomi? And my mom is like, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "I'm looking for Naomi." And she comes up behind me. She said, "I'm right here. What are you talking about? I'm done." I said, "Hey, I underestimated your speed. I apologize. I apologize again." Trevor said, "My wife used to be a travel agent. And she said the Disney Challenge was a big thing that a lot of people did." I can see it, especially because you're going to a place. And you're like, okay, so I'm running on this day, but then the rest of the time we're basically just on vacation. So I can see it. Okay. Mike said, "I can dig it. I took the family to Universal Studios, and on the bridge going from the park to our hotel, I ran those stairs for an hour until park security made me leave."
I'm sorry.
What?
I could just see the discussion that was taking place in the security hut. Like, what is this guy doing for an hour?
I noticed that the family wasn't with him. They're like, "All right, man, you keep on running. We're headed back to the hotel." Equipment exercise at park security got to catch you. That's hilarious. Hey, you know what? That's truth. Facts. Facts right there.
Yeah, but do you get held in like Mickey Mouse jail?
I'm just like, hey.
Which I've heard they actually have.
I'm sure they do. Hey, I'm just gonna tell you, Goofy ain't about to catch me. Okay, there's just emotionally, I can't let somebody with the big floppy shoes and chasing me in that costume. I can't let him catch me.
Chippendale. That's all. I'm just
the Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers.
They're coming up short.
Or Darkwing
Duck. Okay, so let's see here. So let's move on to the next one. This is the actual first news item that I've gotten since last week. So this comes from Athletech News. And I want to make sure nobody thinks I'm what you call, there's no, what you call it. I'm not making this up. Okay. So Peloton is suing the federal government of the United States in the U.S. Court of International Trade. And this comes from Athletech News. And let me see if I can pull up the news story. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and you know what this means, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's time for the first screen share of the day. My pleasure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna share the screen right here so you guys can see it. I don't expect you to be able to like read it, and if anybody wants the link, I'm happy to send it. But so basically, here it goes. Let's get rid of that. So they're suing the U.S. government over tariffs. Apparently, other companies they don't name the other companies, but Peloton and Peloton is the home division of Precor, which you guys may have heard of. Precor bikes and treadmills. They're the ones who own Peloton. Anyway, so they have together sued the federal government. Oops.
Yeah, it's not showing.
Hold up. Let's add this to the stage. So let's get rid of. Okay, remove that. There we go. All right. Sorry. All right. Hopefully y'all can see it now.
Nope, not yet.
You can see it. All right. All right. So let's try this. So let me stop sharing, and let's do it again. Let's do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Can you see it now?
Now we can.
All right. There we go. All right. Glitches. All right. Okay, so anyway, so they're suing the federal government of the United States in the U.S. Court of International Trade. And Carlos said, what am I looking at? Hey, you don't worry about what your eyes tell you. You believe what I say, okay? He said, so the complaint argues that the tariffs were unlawfully imposed because there have been recent court rulings that found that the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which President Trump relied on, like that was the basis that he used for imposing these tariffs. And there have been court rulings that say that those cannot be used to impose import duties. So the lawsuit names the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Rodney Scott, and the United States government in general as defendants. Now, none of this might be interesting to any of y'all, okay? But the reason why it was interesting to me is because my question is, since Peloton, and I would assume Precor, presumably did what most other companies did and pass on the cost of the tariffs to their customers, if they get that money, is Peloton going to refund the extra money back to the customer since that's where they got it from? Or, conspiracy theory time, are they going to use that refund money in case Peloton is required to refund the investors who are themselves suing Peloton for funds collected under allegedly false pretenses in the aftermath of the pandemic? Because if you don't know, Peloton basically overestimate or gave overinflated claims of demand for their Peloton units. And investors were consistently giving them money, investing into the company. Meanwhile, the Peloton units were just sitting in warehouses because demand had gone down. So now those investors are suing the company to get their money back. The case was in circuit court last time I saw it, but they probably going to be having to pay. So who thinks the lawsuit against the federal government is related to Peloton trying to figure out how to get the money to pay off the people that they,
Well, I think the other thing is the fact that this has also now been dropped in as part of a news report. There's nothing that's stopping the consumers basically having a class action lawsuit against Peloton also. So there'll be two lawsuits.
So you mean like if they find out that Peloton got the money?
Right. Yeah. So they can go ahead. So Peloton will never even get their hands on the money because it'll probably go from whatever the result is, like suing the U.S. government to that class action lawsuit. And then still Peloton's in trouble because they're dealing with, investors that are still, have losses that they're dealing with. So it is quite interesting.
Trevor said Peter Keller mentioned that French had discussed what they would do if the tariffs are refunded, but he never expanded on it. But he was on Neural News with Jake and Mike, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. That's one of my treadmill. It's in my watch later on the treadmill playlist. I just haven't reached it because I had so much other stuff to watch this week on the treadmill. But yeah, I mean, I think that to me is the kind of stuff that I think about. because while I'm not in the market for a Peloton because of us doing this, I'm always like, hey, watch how companies do other things, and that should let you know whether you should spend your money with them. If no matter what the marketing says, should I spend my money with this company based upon how they've acted in other ways in the past? That's all
Correct.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I also say too, um, the the thing that I really look at for Peloton is how they treat their instructors. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to get a guy on the show who is going to be able to discuss that in better detail than me. But I'm just saying that in general, I don't like how Peloton does business. So let me go ahead.
Mhm.
Carlos said they should give it back to the customers. The customers need their money, and I assume that would help with brand loyalty. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Should.
Yeah.
Are they though? Are they though? And then Colonial Barbo says, not to mention, how fast are they expecting to get this resolved? The government's never fast. Unless they want their money from you, then
Right.
that's
Then they're
dang rapid.
real quick.
That's
Yeah.
speedy. Trevor said he agrees. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. 100%. Hey, we got celebrity in the house. Jared, Freedom Gym. What's up, Jared
Good
Martin?
morning.
Fresh off having his home gym featured on Rep Rant Repeat. The dude's a celebrity now. I know you're riding in the limo to work. He works from home, in case y'all wondered, by the way. Okay. That was a joke. All right. Let's see here. So this is a topic I'm going to let you kind of take the lead on a little bit. But we are heading to HFA, and we're looking forward to connecting with the brands who will be there. We're trying to emphasize the brands. Oh, hang on. I can take this off here. We're trying to emphasize brands who add value to the home gym community. But I also want to make sure that we check out the brands who you guys are interested in finding out about. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the HFA website, and then Naomi, you can kind of talk about some of the brands that we've already kind of like eyeballed as far as who we're going to try to reach out to. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'll pull it up here.
So we got a chance to take a look at the exhibitor vendor list that has dropped, and some of the brands that we definitely want to be able to check out. We've seen that Anchor is on there. American Barbell is going to be there again. This year's Center is another that is going to be there. Hyperice is another one. We've used multiple of their products. X-Master as well. But then there's some other brands that we would like to be able to, circle back with, or at least be able to talk more. And of course, Body Solid. We've had long relationship with Body Solid. But for InBody, Beaver Fit, Bodycore, I actually have a list of people to be able to reach out to, be able to schedule time with, get to know them. And then also look at the map, so that way we're not lost.
Just wandering all over the place.
Just wandering all over the place. I think out of getting a chance to take a look at like the companies and the vendors that will be there, and just kind of checking out their websites, I think the one that kind of stood out a little bit to me was, I think, Blue Goji. That's kind of new on my radar, so I'm still doing a little bit of digging on that.
I thought they were mushrooms. They're definitely not mushrooms.
I thought they were berries. Isn't goji?
Yeah, goji berries. I was like, it's like, I think I said it confidently too. Yeah, that's the mushroom people.
And I was like, no, but it's like, it looks like.
But actually, this is their website. So these are the bikes these are their bikes. Let's see what else. Got recumbent bikes. Yeah, what were you saying?
No, it's like also they have like with their programming, with their in screen. So I want to actually kind of dig a little bit more into that, to kind of know, because then the next thing I thought of, instead of it being the berry, was I was thinking about, again, I'm a nerd, Blue Beetle. I was thinking,
Oh yeah.
I was thinking, superheroes. So I was like, that's actually pretty cool. And yes, Power Blocks is, also going to be at HFA. So want to swing by there and see them. But yeah, we have we're going to be very, very busy at HFA. This will be our second time going. Really excited. Definitely taking some of our wins for our first go around and some opportunities that we learned during the first go around.
That's where we connected with Justin from PRX Performance.
Correct.
And the two interviews that we did here on the show are directly connected to the fact that we were either going to or coming from our hotel room, and we ran into him in the hallway at HFA, and so we were able to make that happen. And same thing. I mean, there were some other brands too that were there. So HFA, I want to say, is like, this is one of the things that I think sets you apart if you decide you want to do this seriously, because HFA really isn't a home gym show, right? No. But we were talking about it, and one of the things is that if you wanted to like review equipment, part of what you need to be able to do, what you need to do is familiarize yourself with what good equipment is, because then when you see something, then you get something for a review, you're like, okay, well, I've used, 45 different kinds of plates, for example. So I now have a frame of reference for what the standard is. And now I can determine whether these plates, they may look good and shiny on the website, but if you send them to me, now I can say, okay, well, these plates are good or bad based upon how closely they adhere to the standard of what I've already used in the past. And so I think that one thing that holds content creators back is if they've only seen the products that they get sent to them in their home gym. And we can't really, it's not logistically feasible to get that many plates sent to you. But if you go to something like HFA, especially because it doesn't necessarily cater to the home gym community, you're going to see commercial grade stuff. So this is stuff that's designed to hold up to, it's not necessarily going to be super innovative, but it is going to be designed to hold up to abuse and misuse from thousands of people a year.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think it's like, so for example, we saw the flooring, the platform flooring at American Barbell. Well, now any other platform, we can say, okay, well, how good is it compared to the American Barbell? We also see what they charge for theirs. We say, okay, well, how does the price for this product that, they're trying to get us to do a video on, how does that compare to what we know of as a standard? So that's one thing for me about going to these things. I also say too, and this is also true for Home Gym Con, it's kind of like going to an auto show. If you do like you're what's the dang show? Car and Driver. If you work for Car and Driver, you can't like go to car dealerships in the racetrack and just say, okay, now I'm an expert, right? You need to go to auto shows. You need to look at concept cars. Yes. You probably need to look at prototype vehicles before they ever come out, because now you're kind of educating yourself. So that's one reason why we enjoy going to HFA, and honestly, because we get guests for the show. What did you like most about going there last year?
So actually, I have to actually think about that one, because there were so many takeaways. What I enjoyed were a lot of the classes that they do, because again, people go there not just for the commercial connection, but there are people that are going there to get their certification renewed. They have educational classes that they do, whether it's on the marketing side, the sales side, health related. And so able to sit in on some of those and see some of the nuggets from those classes that I can, I was able to transition into when I was doing my primary job. And then also doing it for Garage Gym Life as well. Was very, informative. The other thing I enjoyed was just being able to see the different vendors and be able to connect with the, different people. Again, bumping into like Bob and Brad, for example, and they were like over to the side.
Yeah, that was legendary. They got excited when we said, hey, we've done some of your products. They're like, what? Really? Sit down. Put this eye mask on. I'm like,
right. But I mean,
what's your name? Hold on.
It was also getting a chance to just connect with, other people that, like, oh yeah, hey, I've seen your channel, or, what is it about this product that, yes, it's commercial, but this also could be used in a home gym as well,
Right.
because home gym owners want that, that commercial grade for it to
The level of
last,
quality. Yeah.
because we're investing
Right.
in that product. And I think since the pandemic, people having their home gyms and this arena, even though our community is small, word of mouth travels fast. We obviously put our money where our mouth is. Like, we want good quality. And where Home Gym Con, these vendors come and they can actually talk with the consumers, really get feedback. And I think a lot of them were actually shocked by what we are, what we look for, what we want, and the feedback that we give them.
So there are going to be over 400 exhibitors at HFA. Again, some of them are more commercial focused, but like I said, we're going to be looking at identifying brands that may be of use to the home gym community, that have flown under the radar for the home gym community, because they, so like Chisel Fit, he's been in the industry since I think the 90s, he said. Joe from Chisel Fit was on last week, and he never really paid attention to the home gym community, because in his mind, so when he started in the industry, home gym equipment was always like this cheap stuff, which is why most of us who've had home gyms for, like, we've had ours for over 20 years, we tended to start out with getting used commercial equipment, right? Schools updating their weight room, or gyms going out of business, so you go buy the used stuff from them. But he never really thought about that. And then he signed up for Home Gym Con, and he's like, most of these companies he had never heard of, because it's crazy, because we're going down parallel tracks. And so a lot of times there's never any crossover, because some companies don't realize that they would actually have a better reception in the home gym space. I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it, but basically we went to HFA. There were a lot of companies we saw there that were like, you know what, you would actually do better and get more traffic if you were at Home Gym Con than if you were at than being here, and vice versa. There are companies that were at Home Gym Con, it's like, you know what, you probably kill it at HFA, but the home gym community isn't quite your wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're looking at brands. We're going to be looking specifically for brands that have flown under the radar but have value for the home gym community, and we're also going to try to reconnect with brands who we've previously covered. So if you're watching this and you are a brand that is going to be at HFA, you want us to interview you, kind of like highlight your stuff, just go ahead and reach out to us, either me or Naomi, John at GarageGymLifeMedia.com, or Nomi at GarageGymLifeMedia.com. Either one will work. And all right, now let's go ahead and shout out today's sponsor. This is they're actually the sponsor for the month. So it's One Audio. They gave me the Studio Max headphones that I'm wearing here. I showed you guys how I love how they look on the inside. You know, the earmuffs are very, very comfortable. The sound comes through really, really clear. And they gifted Naomi the Fusion A70. So you want to talk about those a little bit? How do you like them?
I mean, again, comfort. They sit nice over the ear, and I'm usually not really an over the ear kind of aficionado, but these feel really comfortable, especially with my piercings that I have. They don't pinch or anything like that. So sounds very clear. Again, with the mic, I actually have it connected directly into the computer. So I mean, I'm really impressed.
All right, so we are huge fans of these. We never really tried any kind of studio headphones, and I will say this is a home gym channel, all right? But for the sake of the fact that we do have a show, and we know that a lot of you guys do podcasts and things like that, some of the stuff that we talk about, because we want, to be honest with you, we want you to succeed, right? And that includes, I want your podcast to succeed. I get tired of seeing people with like the lightning headsets in their ear. And I'm like, you could treat yourself a little bit better, right? So if you are interested in upgrading your stuff a little bit, go ahead and check out One Audio. We're going to put the link is in the video description. Y'all can check it out and everything. So it'll support the show, and I think you'll be really, really pleased with them. All right, so let's move on. So let's talk about. Oh, before we talk about what's on sale, I was trying to wait until he got in here, but let's go ahead and say, if you have not watched it,
Mhm.
Carp had a garage gym tour, and on the Massonomics channel. If you guys have not seen it, I'll go ahead and I'll post the link to that in the video description. We've actually been to Carp's gym because we're we're charter members of the FOC, Friends of Carp. But you guys will actually get a tour of his gym, see all this cool stuff that he's got in there. So make sure you guys check out Carp's garage gym tour on the Massonomics YouTube channel. While you're there, make sure you subscribe to Massonomics. They're showing a lot of cool stuff there. And make sure you subscribe to Carp too, if you haven't subscribed to him already. All right, so there's that. All right, what's on sale? So the Gibbon arms are back in stock at Fringe Sport, and if you are interested in getting those, you need to jump on them. You need to jump on it quickly, because the last time they went on sale, they actually sold out in like 2 hours. So I think they've got more in stock this time because they've been available for a minute, but they still said that there's limited stock of these. So if you want these, do not sleep on it. I mean, if you ain't got the money, you ain't got it. Okay, don't go broke buying Gibbon arms. But if you have it and you've been waiting for these to come out, they are out right now. If you are not familiar with them, they have some really cool features. So you guys can see right there, he's able to do a true cable crossover because the arms are extra long. They give you 180 degrees of horizontal swivel, multiple locking positions. That's like 7 horizontal. It says right here, 7 horizontal and 4 vertical positions. So you can find the right, the precise angle for you for flies and presses and, single arm stuff as well. Gives you 4-way vertical angle adjustment. So you can do high, mid, and low cable movements, all that kind of stuff. And there is a drop-in upgrade if you've got the Dane or the Dane 2. All right, it will be a direct replacement for the Dane trolleys. And what's one of the things I love about Fringe Sport is they're compatible with other racks and with the Fringe Sport open ecosystem design. Okay, so if you guys are interested in that, you can go right to fringesport.com. This is not sponsored. It's just something that came across my radar, and I think it's a good product. So if anybody wants to check that out, just say so. I'll put the link in the video description. Y'all can check it out after the show is over. All right. We had talked about the Gibbon arms a little bit. Are you more excited about the Gibbon arms, or are you more excited about the Fringe Sport Savage change plates that just came out? Because and I'll show the Fringe Sport. I'll show those in a second. But if you just are looking at stuff from Fringe Sport, what's going to more likely to get your attention, the Gibbon arms or the change plates?
Yeah, I am a cable stack, cable tower aficionado. So I like the fact with the Gibbon arms and they're like tornado arms. So to give it from different angles, different range, etc. And I do apologize. So that actually is something that interests me about the Gibbon arms. Now the change plates, I haven't had a chance to really peep those. Tell me a little bit more about those.
All right, so basically they let you go. So change plates, it's anything from 10 pounds and down. So you don't have to make 10, 20-pound jumps. So it's your 10s, your 5s, your 2.5s, and highly underrated, your 1.25-pound plates.
Okay.
So the thing with us is we've got all those sizes I just mentioned, but because we built our plates slowly over time, there's a lot of like Play It Again sports specials. They don't all match. So if you want to, if you want your plates to match, this is an opportunity to grab some change plates so that they match. And these are, I want to say they're metal. Yeah, these are all metal. They may have bumper change plates, but they're color coded. So you can see these are the 5s, the 2.5s. Let me see what the 10s look like. What are the 10s talking about? That's the 1.25. I can't really see let's see what happens if I hit 10. Okay, there we go. So those are the 10s right there. All right, so you can kind of see like this. So they're different colors, and they have that same Savage, like the Savage bumpers. They have that same kind of like tiger striping. That actually, to me, kind of looks like it's gonna be weird, but it looks like some like bathroom floors in like fancy hotels.
Mhm.
Not bathroom floors, but like the wall in like a fancy hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Like, looks
Like,
marbly.
yeah, it looks kind of like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Okay.
then here's a question, because I see where it's broken down by the different weight increments. Are you able to get it as a set since you're controlling the screen?
So you can get a set of from what it looks like, you can get as a set, you can get the 2.5 and the 5-pound pairs.
Mhm.
It doesn't look like you have the option to get it as a set of. Let me see what happens if let's try do this in real time. Savage change plates. So no, so they are available in kilos, and they also have the Ouroboros, which is a slightly different basic type of fractional plate. But
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't look like any of them are available, like where you could just get like 10s,
Like
5s,
all
two
of
and
them.
a halves, and 1.25s as a full set.
Gotcha.
By the way, the Ouroboros are on sale. And again, this is not sponsored. We don't have any affiliate relationship with Fringe Sport. This just they just make cool products that I thought
Mhm.
people would be interested in seeing. All right, so stop sharing that. All right, so you guys let me know in the comments if you are interested in if the Gibbon arms are on your radar, if the Savage change plates are something that you've been looking at and you're interested in any of that stuff, okay?
Mhm.
But one final item, I mentioned this last week, the Barbell Jack wants to reach out to small brands. They want to offer you guys custom branded barbell jacks to use for your clients. So, for example, Letha, I know you train clients in your home gym. I don't think Ashley's up watching right now. Hey, Jesus Tapia, what's up, man? He says good morning. Well, he said good morning to the chat. He ain't say good morning to us, but I'm saying good morning to you anyway. But anyway, I know that some of you guys are trainers and coaches, and you train people in your home gyms. And so the Barbell Jack wants to make it possible for you to have barbell jacks with your own logo on them.
Mhm.
Now, if you're just somebody who wants to get your own individual logo, I think they'll work with you as well. But the real benefit it would be in getting these in bulk and use it as a way to build, either give them as gifts, to your clients. Let's say they're a virtual client or something, and they hit a milestone. You want to reward them. You can send them a barbell jack with your brand logo on it or something like that. So
Mhm.
if you guys are interested, as I said, it could be a revenue source for you as well. If you guys are interested, just let me know. I'll put you in touch with them. We do get credit for referring people to them, but I think that it's not something that we could do because that's just not something that fits in our wheelhouse. But they ask that we let the coaches that we know about this, make them aware of this opportunity. So if anybody wants to kind of jump on that, just let us know and we'll hit you up. Oh, look at Carlos. Carlos said he's at 10,448 steps for the morning. Said we're great motivation. Hey, man, you're motivating me. I got to get on. I'm behind this morning. I got to get on it. As soon as the show's over, I'm jumping on the treadmill just for that. All right. It is now 6:44 in the morning. So while I do Recliner Rage, you can go get the princess ready to go. And then I'll see you back here for our React and Respond at 7.
Awesome.
All right.
I'll see
Rest
you
of you
then.
guys. Okay. Everybody else, you know what time it is. It is time to crash out and lash out. I'm going to tell you why I'm mad. Let's go. It's the Recliner of Rage.
It's the Recliner of Rage, because he's not happy.
Okay, today's Recliner of Rage is dedicated to whoever controls the YouTube algorithm, or the AI that controls the YouTube algorithm, because okay, I had a video. Okay, for those of you who don't know, part of what we do and part of how we grow is we work with the available tools like Google Ads and things like that, right, to promote videos. And that's something that any content creator can do. Whatever, right? Well, you pick whichever video you want to promote. And I was like, hey, this is a good video to promote. it's where I'm hanging upside down. I'm like, every time people see this video of me hanging upside down, they tend to like watching it. They make comments. I'm like, you know what? This is a good one to show to more people. Okay. So I go ahead and I say, I want to go ahead and I want to make, I want to promote this video, right? And I get a notification back from the dang algorithm that video doesn't qualify because the algorithm thinks that my title is clickbait. Clickbait. The title of the video is The Fix for a Tight Lower Back. Okay, and it's got me hanging upside down. It's not AI, it's really me hanging upside down. Literally, really me hanging upside down. What's clickbait about what I actually think that this could be the fix for your tight lower back? You know why I think it's the fix for your tight lower back? Because every time my lower back hurts and I hang upside down, my lower back feels better. What's clickbait about that? To me, clickbait is when I know, when I make a title. It would have been clickbait if I said, all right, the fix for a tight lower back. And it shows me sitting on a couch doing something completely unrelated to a tight lower back or any kind of therapy or therapeutic thing, right? That's not the case here. Okay. So I don't understand that. Here, I'm gonna let y'all watch this video and you tell me if my title, if my title is clickbait or not. Because I feel like it shows you the exact thing. The thing chiropractors do in the chiropractor office when they're trying to chiropractic your tight lower back. Here it is. This is me. So that's not AI. That's me. All right. Grabbing a rack. My lower back is tight. Here we go. Look. Oh, I'm hanging upside down. My lower back is tight. I'm hanging upside down. And my back starts to unlock, which means my back is no longer tight. Just that simple. Now, you tell me why that's clickbait. Go ahead. I'm listening. Y'all friends with the AI. Y'all friends with the algorithm. You tell me why that's clickbait. And then to make it worse, I said, okay, we're going to try to figure out what I need to do to fix the problem. They gave me all these solutions. I followed the solutions, followed the steps. You know what the steps took me? Not to an actual person that can help me solve the problem. It took me to blog post articles they told me that they wanted me to read that also wouldn't solve the problem because everything in the blog post articles indicated that my title was not clickbait. You know why? Because it's not clickbait. It's not clickbait. I don't do clickbait. I kind of wish I did do clickbait because if I did, we'd probably already be at like 200,000 subscribers or something like that because I see what some of y'all have been able to accomplish by using clickbait, okay? But I'm just saying, I did not do clickbait. I used a title that's a real title. I said, could this be the fix for your tight lower back? And in my opinion, it is. If your lower back is tight, get you some gravity boots, hang upside down, fixes the problem in less than 2 minutes without all that extra stuff I see people doing on Instagram to fix their tight lower back. Now, you may say, but John, yes, you talk like that in my head when you're about to say something like this. But John, I can't even get my feet up there so I can hang upside down. Well, then we probably identified the source of your tight lower backness. Your tight lower backness is probably related to the fact that you've created an ecosystem in your body that is incapable of reaching up to a bar over your head and hanging upside down from it for less than 2 minutes. So even there, we got you on the road to recovery. The road to recovery. So once again, that's the fix. Fix as in repair, fix, diagnose and repair, correct, fix. That's what fix means, right? You hang upside down, it fixes your lower back. How is that clickbait? Anybody tell me. Anybody tell me. If you know, raise your hand or just blurt it out in the chat. How is that clickbait? Anybody at all? Just tell me. You can't? That's right. Because it's not. Because it's not clickbait. And why am I angry? I'm not angry because it's got labeled clickbait. I'm angry because they said it was clickbait. They told me to fix the problem. And then I hate wasting my time. I wasted precious time that I could have been spending doing, frankly, anything else, trying to figure out how to solve a problem that shouldn't even exist in the first place. Yeah, I'm mad. Of course I'm mad, Trevor. They wasted my time. You think think I got nothing to do but read blog post articles by AI to solve a problem that AI created? The only thing AI is good for is making those awesome videos of babies dancing to Ice Cube. I really like that. Those are amazing. I really am a big fan of those. Carlos knows I'm a big fan. And also I love it when they do the AI videos where it shows like fictional characters dancing to Ice Cube. So like this morning, I know I sent one to Carlos showing Gandalf dancing to gangster rap. That is an acceptable use of AI that I 100% endorse. Okay, AI ain't got nothing to do with my video titles. Okay, get your AI off my video titles. That's right, keep it gangster. Exactly. You know the deal, Carlos, and I just want you to know, if anyone would like to get on the rotation that Carlos is on, where I send you a different video of somebody dancing to a gangster rap video, if you'd like to get on that rotation, go ahead and just send me a text and say, hey, I'd like to be on that rotation. And I start sending it out to y'all first thing in the morning, okay? I'm happy to do it. I'm really happy to do it. No, really, I am. It gives me joy to send those out. Oh, wait a minute. You got me getting happy. I'm supposed to be mad. No, I'm still angry. Okay, the fact that it's getting hot. Why is it hot? Why is it hot? Take this off. It's getting hot. Why is it hot? Get off me. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, AI has no place in determining whether or not a video is clickbait because AI is stupid. AI is dumb. AI doesn't know anything until you train the AI. And apparently there have been enough people using that phrase, the fish for a tight lower back, for what my grandfather would have called spurious reasons, that it's ruining things for the rest of us. It's hard to be a G out here. Okay? Stop ruining my life. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that. I know y'all don't care. I see you laughing in the comments at me. I see you laughing in the live chat. But all I'm saying, yes, I'm mad, Trevor. Wasting my time. Carp says, sounds more like bait and switch. Bait and switch what? It fixes your if I say it's okay, here we go. I'm gonna show you one more time. Because apparently y'all don't get it. It's very, very, I think part of the problem is people think that the solution should have been something complicated. It's like, what's the fix for a tight lower back? That right there. See that? See what I'm doing right there? I mean, it's like, what, a 3-step process? Locate a power rack. Put your hands on it. Well, okay, 4 steps. Locate a power rack. Put gravity boots on. Grab the power rack. Lift yourself up and hang upside down. Lower back. By the time this video, like in real time, I mean, this is like, what, a 15-second short? So in real time, by the time the short was over, my back had already started feeling better. So, but also I do it all the time. So, you know what I mean? Seriously. But Johnson, ain't you mad? Yeah, I'm mad. It's annoying. I just hate having my time wasted. That's really what makes me the most irritated, because it said, okay, I'll tell you. All right. It says to fix it, I needed to go and read this. No, it had like the little question mark thing. And it said, okay, click the question mark for help. So then you follow that. And then you go to support and troubleshoot promotion issues. Click on that. Or I tried that. It didn't help. Then I said, okay, I'll come back. Now I'll try. Let's try clicking go to support. So I clicked that, went to that. You know what go to support takes you to? Another article. That's not helpful because it's not support. That's not supportive. That's clickbait. In fact, you know what? That's clickbait. Those hyperlinks, troubleshoot promotion issues, that sends me to something that doesn't troubleshoot a promotion issue. That's clickbait. Oh yeah, that's right. That's clickbait. And then go to support, saying go to support. When you go to support, it doesn't actually give you help. That's clickbait right there, because it made me click it for no reason at all other than that I read their article. That's clickbait. I never get that time back. I'll never get that time back. I'm mad. I'm angry. Just like that. I'm mad. Carp said, just kidding. I still be there. I'm telling you, that junk feels great. You hang upside down. It feels amazing. Okay. Everybody who's like, I don't know about that. I'm like, that's because you ain't tried it. Do it one time and you'll be like, oh, this is amazing. Exactly. I'm telling you. Carlos said, I need some gravity boots. I'm telling you. Teeter hang-ups. Get you some teeter hang-ups gravity boots, man. available in our Amazon store. All right, that was Recliner Rage. Now Naomi is back. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on in here. We'll see what she has to say about this. All right, Naomi, am I overreacting about the fact that it wasted my time going round and round trying to figure out how to fix the title for that video that they call clickbait? That ain't clickbait. When the fact of the matter is that the real clickbait is the fact that they said click this link for support and you don't get support.
I think you already said what you had to say.
That's not supportive. That's not.
But it's entertaining.
I need you to be mad with me, okay? I don't need you to be neutral, and we're both mad. Tap into your roots. Get mad.
We can't be mad at the same time.
Why?
Remember, you said it.
We're one. We're one. If I'm mad, you mad. We mad.
Right, but someone has to be an alibi.
Trevor can do it.
All right.
There you go. All right, see? We both mad. There we go. We just got unity in our relationship. I love it. All right. Anyway. All right. So that was Recliner Rage. And while I continue to calm down, I want you guys to check out some of my favorite, well, not just mine, but also Naomi's favorite Bells of Steel products that won't leave you in the recliner of rage. Here we go. Hold up. That's not it. There. So the reason I'm so excited about these monolith attachments is they've got rollers. So if the bar is not centered, even when it gets heavy, I can just do that to center it. Huge upgrade over what I had before. There you go. So that full review of the Bells of Steel monolith attachments is actually coming soon. I had planned on shooting that video tomorrow. For those of you in the replay game, that would be Saturday, but I may have to shoot that today just because of how life is lifing currently. So I may have to shoot that video today, but it is coming within the next 2 weeks. For those of you who are channel members, and then everybody else, we might maybe 3 weeks out before you can see it, because the stuff that's already in there is kind of in the rotation ahead of it. Oh, look, we got some new people watching. So first of all, shout out to the 2,611 of you who are watching right now. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure, if this is your first time, hit that like button, hit subscribe. You guys see that we hit 90,000 subscribers. We're actually over 90,000 subscribers now.
Way to go.
So if we do the right things, we might earn our YouTube play button by the end of next week, maybe the week after that. So let's keep this going. You guys can continue to help. Keep this train going. Hit like and hit subscribe for me. All right, now let's go see who's here. All right, so okay, this is amazing. All right, so Sonny Pradhan apparently wants us to know that his name is Sonny Pradhan because that's his comment. So that's legendary when your name and your comment are the exact same thing. I feel like I should start doing that. Just like go places and just put my name as the comment with just my name. Okay. Trevor, exactly, Trevor. That's exactly what we need you to do. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about what happened. You got no idea. There you go. Exactly.
No, you don't. In fact, you went too far. You asked the question.
Exactly. Now
you don't ask questions.
You don't ask no question. I don't know nothing about it. There you go.
Right.
I didn't even see them complaining about AI algorithms. Colonial Barbell Club said, that's right. He said, when I dip, you dip, we dip. That's right. Put your hand up on my hip. Shout out to that song. All right. Okay, here we go. So more information about Sonny Pradhan. He said he's an Indian boy. Congratulations, or I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know how to react to that. All right. Yep. Carlos said namaste. I ain't namaste-ing. I'm mad. Hey, Sonny said he subscribed though. Hey, look, you know what? Go ahead, put your name one more time. All right. Because you subscribe. You get all kinds of extra privileges. Go ahead. There you go, Sonny. There you go. My man. Hey, Sonny look like I don't know if that's you, Sonny, in the icon. Sonny look like he been hitting the weights pretty hard. All right. Sonny kind of jacked. There you go. Nice. All right. Trevor said we don't talk about recliner race. That's right. We don't do that.
First rule.
Exactly. Carp said those RitFit chrome plates are shiny. Carp is a proud owner of some of those RitFit plates. So yeah, Carp said we accept money from India. I don't know, man. I don't know, Jim. I don't know. Just I can't just be getting random money from overseas. You never know who's trying to launder stuff, and then the next thing you know, somebody knock on your door. Nah, I can't go to court. I got to work that day. All right. But yeah, the RipFit chrome plates, they are nice. I do. If you guys check out the video, you see Naomi and I do have some areas where we feel that they could be tweaked. But in general, I love the concept, and I'm excited that they gave us a chance to check them out, and appreciate you guys who watched. The video had last time I checked, it had 33 views, which is actually not too bad for our channel memberships. We don't have. I want to say that's more than half our current channel memberships. So that's pretty good. And it also tells me that we need to get our channel memberships up. So that's one of the things we're going to be focusing on. Trevor said, I got a jet. Looking forward to replay, gang. Hopefully getting my question from Mike answered. All I'll tell you, Trevor, I saw your question and I started. And what I'll tell you is you definitely need to come back for the replay, because Mike and I discussed your question, specifically the answer to your question, yesterday when I was talking to him. So there you go. Hey, Matt Welch, also known as Natural Strongman World Record holder, Matt Welch. What's up, man? What's up? And he said, and Carp said, okay, he's talking to Trevor. All right, so now let's go into react and respond. First of all, shout out to everybody in the Central Time Zone who is just joining us. There are 2,283 people watching right now. Thank you guys all for checking out the show. We appreciate you for giving us a chance if this is your first time. And if this is not your first time, we appreciate you coming back. All right, so this week, Naomi and I watched a very provoking video. And let me actually say this. One of the things I'm looking forward to about this, started out watching the video, I started out watching it. Then I called you in. I was on the treadmill or something, and I called you and I said, hey, check this out. And you started watching it. Then we watched part of it together. And then we watched the rest of it separately. So I don't know. So I know some of Naomi's reactions because we've discussed it over the course of the week, but I don't know 100% everything that she's going to say. So this is just a conversation that I felt was worth continuing. Okay. Hey, that's right. Matt said, I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hit the like button. That's right. Hit the like button without mercy. All right. So let's give some background. So I made a YouTube Shorts video where I said, and a lot of you guys watched it, where I said the home gym content creators need to stop relying just on product reviews for content. Okay? That cannot be how everybody builds their brand on YouTube. Okay. That can't be what everybody does. Because it's going to get boring. And for me, it's already gotten boring, okay, for various reasons. At the same time, right, and then Tim made this video where he's talking about whether content creators who do reviews are trustworthy and how you can trust them. So, as I said, we had our own viewpoints, and we just want to continue the conversation here. Okay. I'm not going to be flaming Tim or anything like that. I do think that the video was thought-provoking. So let's start with this. So, and this is for you guys in the chat as well. I've already got some of your responses. So in general, Naomi, what sort of content do you prefer watching on TV, watching on YouTube when it comes to fitness content?
It's more vlog kind of style. Okay. So,
get ready with me, a day in the life of, what do you mean?
So there is several that are Chris Hugh and Jenna Hung. Chris is more a fitness, work from home, but she does a lot.
They're the ones that went out of town to go run a triathlon or something like that.
They
or
both
5K.
have. So Chris and her boyfriend Chris, they're both really big fitness. Yes. And so, but she works out, she has a home gym as well as she works out at a gym as well. Okay. Running, she's done marathons. Jenna Hung she's in the DC area and she does, work to life diaries. So it's like a 9 to 5, but she shows out her workouts as well as what she eats in the day, working remotely, etc. So it's like integrated into
Right.
what they do in their life. And those are the kind of things that I enjoy watching. Myself
So
personally.
those videos are not short. Okay.
No, they're about at minimum 15 minutes or so.
Okay. And the reason why I say that is because one of the things that, so content creators come on and like, okay, I want to make home gym content. And first of all, I'm going to say that it doesn't make any sense to me that when someone says they make home gym content, they automatically assume that means that the content has to do with the gym equipment. Because if somebody makes gym content, they're at a gym, then it's going to have to do with getting ready to go to the gym and the exercising they do at the gym and then the food they eat after they leave the gym. So I don't understand why home gym content can't also include all that stuff. Okay, let's start there. That's just how I think. All right.
Right.
And the reason why I bring that up specifically is because I hear people say it is like, you've got a home gym channel. Why are you talking about this other stuff? Right. And I'm like, well, I mean, like in your case, you use Factor Meals. This is not sponsored, but you use Factor Meals as part of your fitness journey. So why would we have a home gym channel where we show your workouts, but which a lot of channels don't do, by the way, but we show your workouts, but then we don't talk about how you feel yourself before and after those workouts. That doesn't make sense to me. Right.
Right.
All right. But one of the things that we run into is like, okay, I'm making the content. I want people to watch it. So I want it to be interesting. And a lot of people think that means you got to go get the latest piece of equipment. I got to grab the latest widget so everybody want to watch what I think of I'm trying not to say any company's name, the Omicron 2000 adjustable inverted bench, right?
It's going to be out in stores in March.
That's right.
2027.
Exactly. It's like, so that's what I'm saying is like, but then they're like, okay, so then there's like a rush to always have the latest piece of equipment because your channel is all about reviews, which is why I said reviews are a trap, right? But at the same time, you're like, well, I need to be able to, so the algorithm wants you to be, will reward you if people watch your video for more than 30 seconds. So you're like, well, how do I make this interesting to get you to watch this review for more than 30 seconds? Right. Well, what you're talking about is vlog content where I literally watch you watch these videos back to back as you're going through your day, your work day. You just have it on and it's just going, right?
Yeah.
So it's compelling content and and you said at least one of the people has a home gym, but it's about what she does and what the home gym does for her, not about the stuff she's got in it, right?
Right. Okay. And I mean, like there's several others that I've watched. Like there's another her name's Raquel, and she's done 75 hard twice. This is actually her second go around with it. And with her transformation, she has a home gym. She's a mom with multiple kiddos, and it's just, and she's Hispanic. And so, a lot of talk
was
with
that
her
a draw for
hands
you?
It was. And like, so we speak a lot of Spanglish, so she'll go back and forth. But what I like is the transparency. I just like, it's conversational. This is what I'm doing in my day. And it's like, it's hanging out with a chica kind of thing. And so, and really proud of how she's gone through her transformation and with her workouts and staying consistent. But she also talks about when she just doesn't feel like it.
Right. That's what you mean by transparency, because
it's real transparent.
That's an important point, because people think that the transparency also means that you say, "Oh, I got paid to do this video," right?
Right. No.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. It's some things like, that this didn't work for me, or I didn't feel like doing this, and but I got back on, back into the swing of things. I mean, even I've said on my blog that there have been times where I just didn't. Honestly, the only reason I did what I had to do is because I had to hit record, because I had to be accountable to you guys. Because if it was left up to me, I would have quit a long time ago.
Nice.
So.
All right. So, and by the way, you guys, make sure that you are subscribing to Naomi's channel. If you work from home, she is building that channel out. She's really close to 10,000 subscribers now. It's growing quickly. So if you guys are interested in just work from home culture in general, you want to see some cool setups, we've got some setups that have been submitted. So like Joe Gray submitted his setup.
Jared.
Jared submitted his.
Carlos.
Vern
Vern.
from Usawa Fitness, he submitted his. Mike Brantley, he submitted his. So we got a lot of cool setups on there. I need to hit up Trevor to get him to submit his, but it's really, the channel's really growing. So you guys make sure you subscribe to Naomi's channel, and you guys are going to continue to see more stuff from her, that like the other side of what she does, besides just Garage Gym Life stuff. Okay. But anyway, so this comment from Matt, he said my content's all training and competition prep. Reviews just ain't my thing. Who trusts me on what equipment's good? LOL. And to be honest with you, a lot of people have that when they first start out. Like, like they have the what you call it, imposter syndrome. Like, why should I talk about this piece of equipment? Why should anybody take my opinion about it? That kind of thing.
Right.
And to be fair, when I think our journey with Garage Gym Life is a little bit different, because when we started doing this, we already had a home gym, right? If you go back and look at the earliest videos, it might have been like the earliest videos. There was like, I think I did a review of a Fringe Sport kettlebell, and what do you see in the background of that video? My power rack, the old yellow power rack that we had from Dynabody. We had a full gym because we were already using it. We were competing in powerlifting. The kids were training for wrestling. 1 year, our son Marshall was training for football. So we already had a gym we were using, right? We didn't get into doing this in order to buy stuff or to get stuff so that we could have a home gym. We already had a home gym,
right?
And in fact, we just got rid of the dumbbell rack that we had back then to swap it out for the Synergy Custom Fitness rack. So it's just one of those things. It's like, so because we didn't get into it for that, I actually didn't want to do product reviews. I remember I wanted to do more vlog style stuff, like our training and things like that. But there was a pull. It was like, you could see like people were growing faster than us because they were doing product reviews. Right. And I was like, yeah, but on the one hand, I was like, it's not interesting, but I also felt a little bit of I don't know if this is something I'm good at. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's actually why I started doing it, because it started to, you know how I am. It started to bother me that I was kind of like acting out of fear. Like, what if I'm not good at doing these? So I said, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm about to just go right ahead. I'm going to start doing product reviews. I'll figure it out. If, one of my favorite quotes is from The Edge. Charles Morse, Anthony Hopkins' character in The Edge, he said, what one man can do, another man can do. And I was like, all right, if these other guys can do it, I'll figure it out. And my approach was just basically, I would just say, all right, this is what it is. This is what it's supposed to do. This is what I like. And this is what I don't like. And actually, that's still how I do my reviews now, right? And it worked out. So anyway, but I just say all that to say that people think that product reviews are like the be all and end all. But I think we're reaching a point where there's not a lot of trust out there in the product reviewers, because they think that people are doing it for the wrong reasons. And one of the statements that Tim makes in this video is that he's tired of watching product reviews because they all start to blur together. Like, he's seen so many of them, they all start to blur together. How often do you watch? You talked about the vlogs, but how often do you watch product review videos specifically for any reason, whether it's just interesting or because you're looking for something to buy?
I mean, if it's something that I'm looking to buy, then I'll actually search for that specific product and to see what.
You search for videos on. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll search to see about that product. Just feedback on it. Like I did that with the DJI, with the Osmo Pocket 3, and just watching videos on people's reactions, their thoughts, and pros, the cons. I look for those, the pros and the cons. And so, but overall, I tend to look more toward vlog style than just straight product review. I mean, there are some product reviewers or people that have their products, but they have multiple products that they're showcasing. But the way they do it is kind of punchy and kind of vloggy in its own way. Like No Fate 24/7 is one.
You said that you really like how Jonathan does his videos.
I like how Jonathan does his. Even with the little, the little clips he puts in throughout his reviews is really, he successfully has made me like spit out a drink in laughter a couple times with some of his reviews, because it showcases his personality.
Yeah,
that's the other thing, is if you are doing a review, you stay true to who you are. Right. You don't want to be a salesman. You don't want to come across. I think one of the things that Tim says is, if you have to tell me, no, well, I'm going to tell you like it is. And keep giving you that like reassurance over and over and over and over again. It's like, well, you're doing a lot to kind of reassure me. Why? Why are you reassuring me so heavily? Just be yourself.
100%.
And because it will show.
Yeah. Shout out to No Fate 24/7, by the way, because he's always like, I was actually talking to him yesterday. Well, we were DMing back and forth on Instagram, and I mentioned that, and he said a lot of it is, like you say, he's leaning to his personality. He said he gets bored. Yeah. So he's like, I make videos that I would watch because I get bored. So I like to keep it like that, like quick cuts and stuff like that. So I agree.
Yeah.
Carp said it's tough when 15 people make a 1 hour long bench video, like the Apex or the ABX benches or the Force USA showrooms. And again, so obviously, full disclosure. Carp said he agrees. Full disclosure. So we went to the RitFit showroom, and I kind of feel like, so one of the pitfalls of having done this for a long time is you see stuff go in cycles, right? And there are a lot of times when I'm like, oh, well, I remember when we started doing that. And then we stopped. Now we've stopped doing it. And it's been long enough that people forget that we started doing it, right? So like, I remember we were the first ones to put up a facility tour, as far as I remember, because I went to Fringe Sport, their original location. Now, I hadn't met Peter Keller there. I didn't actually meet him until Home Gym Con. But he had the person who was the manager at the time show me around. We got a video at Fringe Sport at their old location. And now and then we got, so I like those. And we got invited to go out to the RitFit showroom. I know that some people have gotten invited to go out to Force USA and whatnot. And I'll say this, for me, going out to those things would be, again, I'm going to relate this to cars. If I worked for Car and Driver magazine and Jeep said, hey, we have a bunch of, back up. So when you go on those showroom tours, a lot of what you see is going to be prototypes and stuff that's getting ready to release, because they want to get your feedback on the product before it's completely developed, right? So it's not the same thing as reviewing a product that's already on the market, where they send you the product. Because one of the things that Tim talked about was why people go on those showroom tours. I don't know why other people go, but I know that when the ones that we've gone to, we've seen a lot of prototypes. And I think, and Jeff and Perry from Perry to Powered Up, shout out to them. They went to Fringe Sport and they got to see a bunch of stuff that was prototypes. I know JBTV went to, I think he went to the Tip Bar guys, and he saw some of their prototype stuff. So essentially, you're seeing things before they start mass releasing them on the market. This is the last chance for somebody to actually say, hey, I think this is, you might need to fix this, right?
But, see, the thing is that, and to highlight that also from from Tim's video, is this is not something that's new. Other areas in, whether it's in beauty and fashion,
100%.
Even in real estate, people come out to, in fact, there have been videos as of recent for content creators where major companies are putting investment in mid to lower level, content creators because of their subscribers, because of their engagement. They're going to get more bang for their investment for their marketing because of the engagement, as opposed to a 30-second Super Bowl commercial that you've gotten up during commercials to go run to the restroom. So they know their companies are putting that investment for the marketing in their content creators. That's number one.
Yeah.
But to go ahead and use the example of showroom tours. So for myself, with Garage Gym Life, I've been to 2. American Barbell was one,
I forgot all about that one. Yeah.
and then Ritfit. So the difference between
Pat.
the 2.
My bad, Phil.
And thank you, Phil, for
you are important to me.
Because for the American Barbell, it was
awesome.
opening. It was awesome. It was on our HFA, trip. So it was one of those things that, yes, we went there specifically for HFA. Yep. And by the way, we're also having our showroom opening. Went there, got a chance to experience it. But I think the difference between the American Barbell and their showroom is great. Their podcast room is amazing. But for Ritfit, the difference is it felt kind of like coming home because you got a chance to work out. You knew them, but we got a chance to play with the stuff. People were working out.
Also, we were there for multiple days.
Exactly.
Whereas with American Barbell, we were just there that night.
We were just seeing it. So where Tim's like, people come and they're just going to take video, give great review about the showroom and this and the other. I can see that for the American Barbell kind of visit because you're not really getting a chance to really like play with the bars, work out with the bars, really be in that showroom. It was kind of a grand opening, experiencing it, etc. Whereas at Ritfit, it was you're interacting, you're with the equipment.
We're giving feedback, like, I don't know about this. What about this?
Because that's the other thing is that with another thing that I mentioned, with Ritfit specifically, they are openly asking for that feedback, and they take that feedback and they run with it, and they are always making improvements on what people have to say. Same thing with Synergy Custom Fitness equipment. They're always asking for that feedback. They are really engaged with their customers. So that's something else that I'm like, okay. I did go ahead and I did take some notes on it as well.
So hang on, let's catch Jason up. So Jason, what we're doing is we are responding to an awesome topic that Tim at Gym Crafter came out with. I don't know if you've already seen his video where he's saying, can you trust product reviewers? And so we're basically we're talking about that, but also the idea of not limiting yourself to just product reviews. Because when I said that originally a couple weeks ago, this is part of why I said we shouldn't be limiting ourselves to just doing product reviews, because the market is starting to shy away from watching them because the trust has gone down. And I think part of the reason why the trust has gone down because there are people who are doing it for the wrong reasons, and also people who are doing it who would, to be honest with you, they would be better served doing a different kind of content for the home gym community. But I don't know if it never occurred to them that this would also be good home gym content or not. But so this is why I'm pushing it. Well,
the other thing you have to look at is sometimes product reviewers see where they are in their growth. Because again, we've been doing this now for 8 years. And
hey, hi there, what's going on, man?
Hello. And then also with just the show itself, we're getting ready to have an anniversary with
today's anniversary.
Yeah.
Do you
stay focused? But I mean, it's like, and when we got started, we didn't get started with just being reviews. I mean,
it's like
workouts, and then also we kind of joke around when we did we did a live stream. And we had anything that could go wrong went wrong.
God, that was horrible.
For that first live stream at the Arnold. And we ended up with our cameras not working, and we live stream a particular sporting event using our phones. So adapt awesome. and overcome. Not but really. I mean, again, when it's like, can you trust reviewers? Well, it depends. Would you trust this person in general? Have you want to be very transparent. It also comes down to like your negotiation. A lot of people don't realize how much when John and I ever have to do any kind of reviews, what kind of negotiation we do within our contracts, to be very specific. We let the company know you get one revision when we shoot the video, and we will do that revision if it's something that we made a mistake on. So if we didn't give the correct spec information, or we had an error in regards to
like the Refund one where we put the thing in upside down.
yeah. That was my bad.
I'll take the blame. That was
and so,
I should have been paying
but I
attention.
mean, again, it's little things like that.
Yeah, you don't ever have to. So I'm sorry for cutting you off. It's basically people are like, oh, well, I'm not going to sign a contract. I'm like, well, it's a business relationship.
Yeah.
Like when do you go in? This is a loaded question, but when do you ever enter any kind of relationship without everybody knowing what to expect from each other?
Right.
How's that fair to each party if you don't say, okay, this is what I agree to do, this is what you agree to do, and we've got it in writing, right? That's just the foundation. I think the problem is that people don't want to negotiate because they're afraid, oh, well, if I negotiate, then I may not get this opportunity. And I'm like, well, then walk away.
I mean, there have been times
we've been
where
like that since the beginning.
Yeah. There have been times where you actually have told companies, hey, dude, this ain't going to be a good review.
Yeah.
I can't find anything positive to say. And I can, I just want to be very straight. This is not, and the company is like, number one, I appreciate you. So there's nothing you can say. Nope. Nothing.
Not a thing.
I mean,
you still want me to put
it came in a box. That's the only positive thing I can say. And and the company,
and yes, we still got paid.
And because again, it's like we put it together, we tested it out, and it's like the thing is that we're telling them it's not going to be a good review, and here's the reason why. Boom, 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 boom.
Fix it, yeah.
Now, if you can fix it, and then it goes to somebody else to be able to do a review, absolutely. Then they've taken the feedback from a reviewer to make that product better.
So this is a good point to bring up. So Jason said, I can't even get them to respond to my inquiries, much less negotiate. So I'll say this too. And I want, here's the thing, okay? I'm not at all sad about the fact that our channel has grown, okay? But a lot of times when I say this stuff, people will say, oh, well, yeah, it's easy for you because you're at this number of subscribers. I want to emphasize that the stuff that Naomi and I are saying that we did, we started doing from day one. Okay. So, we've had it where, so from the beginning, we don't typically, we're going to probably start doing it now, but up to this point, we have not reached out to companies to get products to partner with them. Okay. Instead, and we're still not going to be doing a ton of that. Instead, just about every product that you see reviewed on our channel has been where the company reached out to us. And even when they reach out to us, there are many more products that people have reached out to us about. And we've said, no, this is not a good idea. I'm not interested. This ain't a good idea. I mean, I've talked about some of those on the show where I'm like, this doesn't even fit with my channel. Why would you send this to me? Or why would why would I tell you to send this to me? Right. So the thing is that you got people who feel like, oh, well, I got to make sure that I don't want to lose this opportunity. So I just agree. And I'm like, well, no, that's not integrity either. No.
I mean, for example, again, going back to Tim's video, with the work that's involved, the shoots, you have your talking points, your script, your B-roll, your A-roll, your editing, and then your reshoots and whatnot. It's a lot of work. And, we do this in between a primary job and raise it. And so do you guys that do reviews or have your channels. So the work that's involved. Right. So, I mean, we are selective when it comes down to the reviews that we have done.
Do I even want to be involved with this? And here's another thing too. This is another point I want to say about, and this is me giving advice. So anybody who's watching this, they're like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm telling you, hey, this is what I think you should do, right? So if you enter into this situation, I want you to think about the fact that anytime I have to, okay, let me back up. We started out doing reviews. I already had a power rack. And I remember people were telling me, I would say the Makolo, whatever rack they had out at the time. I said, oh, that's garbage. Don't get that. Right. People would argue with me. Well, have you tried it? And I'm like, well, no, but I can just look at it and tell what the specs are on it. It's not as good as this other rack. I can look at it and see the specs on. So, excuse me, people used to like get irate. I'd have these long back and forth with people about how I don't have any right to say that products from XYZ company are not good because I haven't tried them. Okay, I said, all right, I'll bite. Took down the yellow power rack, my good yellow power rack,
multiple times,
gave it away to somebody else, and got in a Makolo. I think it was their F4, right? And that was I think that was the first budget rack we got, right? I tried it. I put the comment. I said, okay, in the video, I said, all right, look, this is a rack. That's also what started my conversations with the legendary Bobby Hunt. And Bobby even came at me and said, I can't believe that you're going to, I'm saying, dude, you haven't even watched the review yet. Relax. I did the review and I said, okay, look, this rack does these things, but I don't think it does these things well. And I'm maintaining that if you bench more than this amount, I think I said more than 400 pounds, and you squat more than 500, you don't need this rack at all. Do not get this rack. And even if you're close to those numbers, don't get this rack because the side effect of lifting weights is getting stronger. So you're going to be more powerful than your rack way too fast. Don't get this rack. Do you know I literally had a comment where someone wanted to argue with me about that video from years ago about this budget rack that I started out saying wasn't a good rack. And then I only got it because people were telling me I didn't have the right to make that comment because I had never tried the rack. Okay. So this is the video came out. I want to say, when did I publish this video? Because I'm looking at it right now because it's phenomenal to me that this happened. So the video came out June 22nd, 2023. 9 hours ago, I got a comment. Hey, bought this in it. You know what? I'm gonna share my screen because I want y'all to see this because this is kind of stuff that we go. I don't want to say we go through like I'm suffering, but hey, bought this and arrived today. Bought for me and my teenage daughter. Not lifting over 400 pounds. $305 is very, very hard to beat. The ones you are recommending are not even in the same price universe. It's 3 to 4 times more than from what I can tell. What are your thoughts? Keep in mind, we were paid up front for that budget rack. We weren't even at the 10,000 subscriber mark at the time. And we were paid up front. And I still said in the video, this is a good rack for you, but only under these specific conditions. And 9 hours ago, so that's what, 3 years, 4 years, that's 2023. 3 years later, I get a comment from somebody who says, hey, I just bought this. So I don't know why he even looked at the review because you already bought it. What are you like looking for validation now? So
I guess they didn't see what year it was shot in. It just
right, but you already got it. If you already bought it and it arrived today, why are you watching the video? That's just how I think. I'm like, what are you watching the video for? You want me to say, hey, clap for you and say, oh, this is great? And he sees that I said what I said. He said, oh, now he's like arguing like about why he got it. I'm like, okay, look, hey, I recommend based on safety. That rack has to keep you both safe. It may be fine, but I can't recommend it in case it's not fine. The way I look at it is the other racks I recommended are more expensive. And one of those was like Body Solid. But it's cheaper than surgery and it's not worth losing time from work because the power rack failed you when you were racking 225 after a set of bench and it collapsed on your face.
Yeah. Okay? And the other thing is that the review you did in 2023 with Makolo, who knows? They may have taken that information and improved it. I mean, at this point, they're what?
Their racks are better now. Yeah.
Anubis 2.0, I think is what's out now for them. So again,
is that the one we saw at Home Gym Con?
We
saw an Anubis at Home Gym Con, and it is 100% better than that thing that that F4 rack that they sent out originally to our house. But it's based upon feedback from us and from other people. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like full transparency, things that we like, things that didn't like, and things that could be improved. And then companies take that information and improve it from there, or they can ignore it. It's completely up to them, because we've come across companies like, well, this is what it is and that's how it is, and hey, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you always have the right to walk away, and I just feel like
Right.
there's also a segment of the population that just doesn't like the fact that you make money from this. They will go out of their way to not use your affiliate link. We were talking about it this morning. It's like they see the product because you put because of your post or whatever,
Mhm.
and then they'll do like the trick you showed me. You said where you take a picture of it and then you go to Google
Oh,
or whatever, so you're not using their link. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I get that, but I was like, well, I agree with Tim in this. He's like, look, if you were watching so and so's video and that's how you found out about it, use their link, because at
Right.
least they get credit from the click. Even if you don't buy anything, at least they get credit for the click, right?
Right.
So that's how I think. But there's a segment of population that would on purpose not use your link just to avoid giving you credit for it. I'm like, I don't understand that.
And before I'm falsely accused, I do that
That's what
when
you
it
did.
comes down when it comes down to like a potential spam. It's like, oh, that's really cute. That, you know what? I'm not clicking that link because of it's a spam email. So I'll search it out. But no, if it's like for affiliate, then yeah, definitely use the affiliate because of the work that's involved.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, there are people who don't like the fact that we make money, and they're just like, no. We should be the ones getting free stuff or whatever. I'm like, well, first of all, companies do giveaways all the time. But the
mhm.
reality is that, and Tim said this too, is like, well, you want to get the stuff for free, but you're not doing anything to help the company. We
Correct.
are part of their marketing budget, which
Correct.
kind of makes me circle around to the thing about titles and whatnot and SEO and whether you should do things to promote. So part of what we spend when we get paid, full disclosure, part of what we spend the money on is to help promote the video so people actually see it.
Mhm.
Because I don't understand why it's okay for me to be part of a company's marketing budget, which is why they send us the product in the first place, regardless of whether they have to pay us or we get paid through affiliate commission. We're part of their marketing budget. So why is it okay for them to use us as part of their marketing, but it's not okay for us to market the fact that we made the video?
Mhm.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I
Mhm.
also have an objection to the thing about not getting paid, because I'm like, well, the people at the company who made everybody involved with the product being available got paid. The people who made the product, the people who sent the product to me, the people who answered the phones, the people who
The person that
reached out
sent
to
you
me,
that email
the person that
got
sent
paid.
the email in the first place,
Yeah.
all of them got a paycheck. And then,
Yeah.
yes, I've said this in my negotiations, which is partially why Naomi's now doing the negotiating. Because I'm like, they'll say, oh, well, this product is worth such and such amount of dollars, right? And I'm like, so next month or this month when the electric bill is due, do you want me to take the product down to the power company and hand it to them to pay the bill? And then they can just give me change? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's not what happens.
Mhm.
So I need to get paid, and we don't always sell the products that we get, right? So I just think you can't, to me, I'm not pocket watching. I don't mind if you get paid for your labor. What I do not like about product reviews, or just but let's just stick with the product review thing. Reason why I think I'm shying away from reviews, besides the fact that I think the market is losing faith in them,
Mhm.
is I really believe that review culture can create an environment. I'm reading what I wrote. I believe review culture can create an environment where acquiring things is more important than self-development. And I'm not comfortable with that. From a human
I see that.
perspective, we have to be more than what we're able to accumulate and store in our house.
Yes.
I just feel that that's part of the thing, is like, I can, there's like this, on the one hand, it democratizes content creation, because anybody, as long as they're willing to spend the time, can create a product review, but it takes a lot of work to create a physique that people would look up to, right?
Mhm.
So from a certain standpoint, it's easier to become a name in the space if you put in the work to understand the product and,
Mhm.
and present it in a way that makes people want to buy it, than it takes
Right.
to use the product to build your body and
Right.
watch people go and have people watch you go through the slow process of
Correct.
getting in shape while using the product, which is the way I
Yeah.
prefer to find out about products. I prefer to watch you using it, and over
Correct.
time you say, oh, by the way, I'm so, like, Nick Nilsson is one of my favorite guys to watch. He's he's got a body solid rack he's had for like 20 years, and he'll say,
Mhm.
oh, this is a great way to use your power rack to get a different angle for your biceps, right? I love that kind of stuff because he's mentioning the product and he's saying, okay, and this is a technique to use what you already have, not reinforcing adding more stuff to your house because you're bored. Little kids need candy.
Mhm.
We're adults.
Right. Right.
So now let's catch up on the comments because I've been ranting. And I did post the link to Tim's video in the chat. And if you're watching on replay, you're part of Replay Gang, you can find it in the video description. So let me scroll up. And Carp said, first of all, he saw the Fringe video years ago. He said we need to go back and blow that video up. It was interesting, but the only thing is like they moved to a different location. So that's why I haven't like done anything. But yeah, it's an older video, like, and we were one of the first ones to do it. I also, this is what I meant to say when we're talking about beta testing, about going out. We always complain because we say, how could a company send this product out without fixing these things? And sometimes they don't understand because they don't live our lives, right? So then they give you a chance to go out to their facility and beta test essentially their product. And we shouldn't take that opportunity to give them an educated feedback on the product before it's released. I think that actually serves the community.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I said, if I work for Car and Driver and Jeep says, hey, we got a prototype, like when I went to that auto show and I saw the 4-door Jeep for the first time a year before it came out on the market. Most of the other people there, everybody there was in the car business. So I was there because I worked for a car insurance company. But everybody there were journalists who worked for different car magazines who were there because they were talking about it. And to me, that's that sort of thing. It's like if you're in the industry, you need to know about what's coming out.
Right.
And that's how you go. And it's building authority. I don't understand why in the home gym community, we have a different standard for home gym products than we do for everything else that exists on the planet.
Right. Right. I mean, and again, when it comes on the market, it also comes down to relationships. And that's something else that Tim kind of jumped on is, or touched on is, again, when you build that relationship, because again, when you're negotiating with the companies, you continue to build, and it's like you build that relationship. It's like, oh, this person has their whole gym is built out with major fitness. You have their rack and their leg press and their this and their that. I was like, okay, you're starting to build those relationships. You may be asked to beta test.
Yes.
You can't drop. We've done that. There's no videos because it's like, hey, I need you to test this out. Try and break it. Tell us what's good. Tell us what needs to be worked on and whatnot. But that happens when you build those relationships.
Yeah, why should
with those companies?
I trust you. Tim actually brought it up.
Yeah,
he said,
so that's what
you
I said.
can be a product tester.
Exactly.
I think that's legitimate. Do it.
All right. And then, but the other thing is that he had mentioned was with a particular brand that I've actually worked really closely with, Expedience. When we had that contract, when I actually spoke with Ray at Home Gym Con last year and got a chance to test out the different products that they had with Expedience. And the one thing that stuck out to me was Volanex. And I was like, I definitely want to do this one with the Volanex because it was a tool that would help me do better in the sports in which I am very active in. And so working with Ray and working with that contract, there was a little bit of back and forth with that negotiation. And there was a point where we were probably going to have to step away from that negotiation because it wasn't going to meet both of our needs. But
they wanted us to, if there's arbitration, it was going to have to be in China. And I ain't flying to China for anything.
No. Well,
I got to work that day. I can't fly to China.
We can kind of negotiate that.
I'm not
but it's one of those things that, again, it's like, so where the comment, and I'm trying to remember, they only want positive experience. Well, I mean, I was able to tell them, okay, there's for the Velanex, lots of positive. Where there's some areas I'm like, hey, you need to have this as another option. Like, for example, I said I bought clip-in pedals because the Expedience didn't come with clip-in pedals. And I need to be able to feel comfortable clipping in and out of the bike. Even the most recent update that I did on it, where they updated their global coaching, where they had on the road, and it was through like my old neighborhood, those kind of things. Those are positives. Were there opportunities? Yes. And did I include those in the video? Absolutely. And like I said, with our negotiation, we give one revision, and it's only if it's something that we made the mistake on, and we
Right.
need to go back and do a reshoot on. And
Yeah.
then we've also told other brands, hey, this is not gonna be a good video. And doesn't mean that we drop that video. We let the brand know, hey, this is not gonna be a good video.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I mean, so we'll do this, and then I want to make sure I highlight Carp's comment too. So Jason said, my experience with Expedience has been good. They do have all that weird stuff in their contract, but they haven't done anything at all to try to control my content. Exactly. It's like, it's, and I'm not trying to, I don't want anybody to feel like we're like just dogpiling on Tim. Other people have said this stuff.
Great video.
I also have conversations with people, believe it or not. We got each other's phone numbers and we talk, text, all that, and we have these conversations back and forth where I'm like, well, to me, you should not do this, or what do you, and there are times when I'm reaching out, hey man, what do you think about this? For example, before Tim ever did his thing where he was concerned about the the power rack, the PR2 rack from Iron Bull Strength. And we talked about it in our conversation, because I already had it. Our conversation led to him saying, you know what, I'm not gonna get the Iron Bull Strength rack. And so he ended up not getting it. He went with the Dane instead. So I think that it's one of those things where people need to understand that there's a lot of back and forth, but it's very, very, it's the kind of thing that's difficult to say like in just the comment section of a video. I want to talk about it. Well, then you end up having to talk for like we've been talking for an hour, right? Because it takes, like, I hate to say it's nuanced, because then people think it's a cop out, but it's not as simple as oh well, you should get paid, or you need to disclose that you get paid. You shouldn't get paid up front. You need to all. I'm like, okay, well, hold on. My perspective about some people who like they have like they build their moral high ground on not getting paid up front. Instead, they say, well, I get paid off of affiliate commission. Well, to me, then that means you have more incentive to make sure you move as many units of this product as possible, because your 5% isn't going to mean anything unless people buy 200 of these, right? And then buy 200 more the next month. Whereas I get paid up front. That's all I got.
Or even like half, and then the other half, because we've done that too.
We've also done that as well, yeah. But
so
I'm just saying,
way,
like, you look at some of the stuff we did back in the past.
Yeah.
We get like I forgot how much we were paid for the F4. That money's been spent from 2023, okay?
Yeah.
Whether you buy the product now or not, got nothing to do with me, right? Because I said what I said and I was honest about it, right?
Yeah.
So.
And then the other thing is that, again, content, for some content creators, the content only stays for a certain period of time. Yeah. For us, the content stays there for duration. We don't take it down. Now, another point that I do agree with Tim strongly was when he said, when, you have to treat, with brands bring you out, or you travel for site visits or any of, like, let's say conferences, it's a work trip.
Yes.
Like when we went to Vegas for HFA, would I have loved to experience Vegas again? Absolutely. However, whenever
zip line trips,
there were no zip line trips, no tattoos or anything like that go around. But we bumped into people that knew us there, and they can actually literally say whenever they saw John or myself, we were either going this way or we were going this way.
That's what Jake said. He's like, you guys are like
we're just like, we do a shoot, we'll go ahead and do a tour, we'll go ahead and meet, schedule, go back, get back up to the room. And I'm also working my primary at that time as well. So and which is a 3 hour time difference. So that was a lot of fun. But again, when you're there to work. So you're not there sightseeing or you can't be sloppy. You're there to be professional. Exactly. And so even with a home gym con, we would do booth, download, upload. Editing would be done in the room, prepping for the live show. That was actually our first live show event. last year. I'm looking forward to this year's Home Gym Con and the live show. So I agree with Tim on that, where it's
people don't think that it's work. They're like, oh, it must be nice to get paid to go out here. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely
a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
I want to say, so this, I've been all right. So this is a comment. So it all comes down to creating interesting content that matches what you do and is good for the viewer wants to watch, right? So that's why I like this comment from Carpy. Said, I like what y'all, speaking about us, did at last year Home Gym Con, where we asked questions and did the Bells of Steel gift cards,
that was
giveaways to make it interesting. So here's how that happened.
Yeah,
Bells of Steel said they were going to sponsor us to go to Home Gym Con. I said, all right. Excuse me. I said, okay. But then I said, well, what do you guys want us to do for this sponsorship? And they're like, well, you could do a vlog. And I'm like, okay, to me, that's boring because other people are doing vlogs. And that's the one thing I think, to my detriment, a lot of times I stop doing stuff if I think too many other people are doing it, because I have zero interest in being like everybody else. But I said, well, what if we did like a man on the street where we asked people questions about Canada? They love the idea. They came up with the questions. And we gave out the gift cards for people who could answer the questions correctly. And now it's something that people can watch over and over again and just enjoy watching the video and hearing people's answers. Right. I think that there's not enough of that kind of creativity. I also love the fact that I think it was Jungle Gym Reviews just said, hey, I'm just going to do a 3-hour overview video of Home Gym Con.
Right.
Nobody else had done that. I like the creativity. It gives you the feeling of actually being there. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that. Yeah. Carp also says, I had a company tell me my engagement is the best they've seen, and they work with content creators with 10 to 15 times my subscribers and views. It's cool having a small but loyal fan base or support. Yeah. I'm going to say specifically about Carp. The reason we reached out to Synergy Custom Fitness is because I saw that Carp had kind of done a video where he talked about them. So although our channel is bigger than Carp's, I based my initial assessment of Synergy Custom Fitness on what he said about that company. All right. And it was because I had grown to respect how he does his reviews over time. We have built a relationship. And I specifically told him, I said, yeah, I'm talking to you because Carp said you were trustworthy. So I trust him. So there's making sure I didn't. Carlos said, my favorite part about doing reviews for Best Buy is that it requires me to be honest. If it's crap, they don't want to sell it. Yeah, because we're part of that feedback. Yeah. So for you, Naomi, product reviews are newer. Do you still get excited about doing them, especially if it's like tech related or something like wearables?
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, when it came down to wearables, I relied on them quite a bit during my whole weight loss journey because I wanted to see where I was. And I was looking at things not just as a number on the scale, but I'm looking at other things, my blood pressure, my density and stuff like that, and able to share that with my doctor as well. So those are things that I really enjoy doing. And then on top of that, with the reviews that, you can use your HSA, card that you use with your company. You can use it to things to help you stay healthy, not just pick up your prescription. So that was something else that, products that we're able to use using HSA was something that, again, helped with reviews for me. And then, of course, things that I like if I'm going to go cycling or just walking Mystique, for example, I want to be able to listen to my podcast or listen to my music. But again, with open ear, I can also hear what's going on around me and still feel safe. I'm still playing around with a lot of the wearables, and actually some of the stuff that's coming out in 2026 is actually pretty cool.
I think that's another thing that I'm going to say, if you are going to do product reviews, something that I don't like about product reviewers in general is too often product reviewers make reviews and they say, this is garbage, this is good, instead of this works for me, this didn't work for me. Instead, like they make it the blank, when the reality is, unless I am built like you and you have similar training age and you have similar goals, the kind of bench that I think is a good bench, for example, isn't necessarily the kind of bench that's going to be best for you. unless we're about the same strength level with the same goals, the kind of power rack I like may not work for you. If you don't share a gym with someone else, a functional trainer on your rack, a rack-mounted functional trainer might be great for you. Naomi and I work out at the same time quite often. In fact, yesterday we were going to work out. We both needed to use the power rack, right? But I was like, all right, well, I'll tell you what, you just go ahead. We couldn't work in together because what she was doing didn't even jive with what I was going to be doing. So I said, all right, you use the rack, I'll get on the treadmill. Now, if I'm doing a workout that requires me to use the rack-mounted functional trainer, we're going to get in each other's way. So for me, a rack-mounted functional trainer is not a good idea. I'm not the right person to do a review on that product. But even if I did, I'm not going to say, oh, this is garbage. I'm going to say, well, it doesn't work for me because of this. And I think that you can still make a review about a product and give empirical data about what it is doing without saying, oh, well, it's trash, it's garbage, it's worthless, when all you mean is it didn't work for you. Okay.
I think we actually did something like that with one of I think we had 2 racks that were sent to us that had functional trainers, one that had a tornado arms. And I was sad to see it go because I was like, I enjoyed the functional trainer. I love the tornado arms, but as John put it, it wasn't something that if he had to squat in the rack or even out the rack that I could be able to do it. So I would be able to use those features on that rack. So it was one of those things that like, it's a great piece of equipment. It just didn't work for us. And that's okay too.
I'm going to say this as we close up. We're going to get ready to bring Mike Reed in here. When we were talking about this on Wednesday night, I think that a lot of coaches and personal trainers who do reviews now, again, I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm just saying recognize opportunities. One of the reasons why a lot of people start doing reviews is because they're not coaches. They're not certified. They're not personal trainers. They're like, well, how can I still create content to help people, right? If you are a coach, personal trainer, you just do reviews, you're selling yourself short because you have so much more to offer the home gym community than your opinion is about equipment that they may or may not buy. That's backed up by a recent study in the Les Mill 2026 Global Fitness Report. It polled 10,000 consumers and it found that 52% of respondents preferred human coaching to AI coaching. So there's still plenty of room for people to make workout videos where they go through a routine and answer questions the viewers leave in the comments. There's room to do live workouts that people can follow along to. And there's room to do live Q&As where you go over technique. So like when we have coaches on here, we say, okay, DM your video and they'll assess your technique. That's one of the most popular segments. It's not perfect, but it's better than another video about budget power racks from Amazon, especially if you're a coach. And you, Naomi, you use Ladder. I'm a member of Glove Up. Shout out to Glove Up. I'm a member of Glove Up right here on YouTube. I would argue that more coaches should create sample workouts on YouTube that can lead people to then go get into an app to get more stuff from them, or even do members only online coaching on YouTube. People say, well, that doesn't work. I'm going to tell you, Alex Leonidas did a 4-hour, 49-minute live Q&A 2 weeks ago where he was just sitting at a desk answering training questions. The replay of that video has 26,000 views. Now, I'll grant you, he's got 444,000 subscribers. Okay. Well, Dan John, I remember he started out from the very beginning just doing this, and he's now got 72,000 subscribers. And his channel is based upon sitting at a desk and verbally answering questions that people email to him. They're not even putting the questions in the comment or live chat. He's uploading his answers. He built a 72,000 subscriber channel based upon answering questions because he's an expert in the field. All right. So to just wrap this up, all I'm saying is don't sell yourself short. Don't assume that there's only one way to create content on YouTube. Because look at all of the things you're good at. Look at what you're interested in. And as a result, we'll get a more authentic product and our viewers will start to trust us again. And if you're a viewer, don't trust somebody because they're crashing out about products and you hate that company. So now you're like, you know what? You must be trustworthy. A lot of us put trust in somebody who seemed trustworthy, who turned out to be a criminal. I'm just leave that there. Let those relationships build over time. Let the person tell you that they're trustworthy based upon how they approach the content that you want to watch. Naomi,
Mhm.
I'll give you the last word, and then while we add LinkedIn, and then I'll bring Mike on it. Okay, so go
No
ahead.
problem. I mean, again, it's when people are reviewing, we want to make sure that we're highlighting what we find is what's working, what's areas of improvement. And if there is any kind of critical feedback, you want to give that to the company. Let them know, and just pure transparency. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what I'm finding. You know, we can, based off of our contract and our agreement, we want to be respectful. And again, remember, it's going to be at that conversation when it comes down to the relationship you have with the company. And it shows when your viewers watch your content as well, that transparency when it comes down to not just reviews, but falling into your niche that works best for you, because then it's going to be more authentic for you.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with me again. And shout out to the LinkedIn audience that we just added you guys on. This is Naomi Greaves, my wife. You guys make sure you follow her on YouTube at Naomi Harris Greaves. And we'll see you on I'll see you in a little bit, but we will all see you on the next episode. Thanks for being here.
I'll go ahead and get the crunchy bacon going.
There you go. That's a good woman right there.
All right. See you.
All right. See you. Okay, so shout out to good morning to those of you in the Mountain Time Zone who are just joining us, 6 a.m. there. So whether you're getting up and getting ready to hit the gym or you have to head into the office, we appreciate you being here, spending this final hour of the show with us. If you are watching on LinkedIn, make sure that you follow our YouTube show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life, so you don't miss a single episode as we continue to interview the most influential business owners, CEOs, and content creators who influence the home fitness community. We just wrapped up a great conversation with my wife, Naomi, who is also a content creator within the home office space, as well as doing stuff with Garage Gym Life. We're talking about trustworthiness with product reviews. And now we're going to bring on a guest, my next guest, who is a friend of the show. He was actually here on our first ever episode. Is Mike Reed, the founder of Micro Gainz. So if you're not familiar with Micro Gainz, you need to become familiar with them, because they occupy a unique niche in the gym equipment industry because they manufacture reliable fractional plates, which are useful for tracking, creating trackable progressive resistance. Mike has also carved out a much valued space in the home gym community by creating fractional add-on plates that are compatible with most of the adjustable dumbbell products on the market. From managing a grocery store to running a highly successful business, Mike Reed is an American success story. And he has the distinction, as I said, of being the first guest we've ever had on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. So coming back to kick off the year 3 of the show, please welcome Mike Reed. What's up? What's up, man?
3 years in a row, right?
Hey, I can't figure out how to stop, so I'll just keep going.
Hey, that's it.
That's it.
I'm automatic every year, man. Set your watch to it,
There you go. Look at that. Automatic. I love it. That should be a shirt, or no, that should be a hoodie. I'm automatic.
Automatic. There
That's
you go.
That should be in the Micro Gainz store. Hey, I'm automatic. So as I said, this is becoming an annual tradition in the best way. I mentioned this to you yesterday, but the last time I was on your website prior to when I went on there to prepare for the interview was when I went on there to recommend your Christmas ornaments to people.
Awesome.
Before we jump into the meat of what we're going to talk about, and I'll show people what I'm talking about with your Christmas ornaments. Do those sell well? Do they sell only at Christmas? Do you have is there potential for other varieties to use other times of the year?
So a quick rundown of those. A couple of years ago, we started with the wooden Christmas tree ornament 4-pack, not the lifters, but the wooden one. So I got a Micro Gainz. This is 2021, 2022. We got a Laguna laser, CO2 laser. And we use it to engrave our plates and do different things. And then we were like, oh, we can probably make Christmas ornaments. I don't even remember exactly how it came up, to be honest. And we started, we came with the designs, and I think I bought the designs even on Etsy. I bought 100 pack of weightlifting things. And then we etched them out. That barbell is the Micro Gainz logo barbell. So we pulled Micro and Gainz off of it. If you look at the top left, that actual barbell is the same.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah.
So we use our own barbell, and then we just grabbed a kettlebell,
this
dumbbell.
One. You talking about this?
Yep, that one. Yep, the barbell. Okay. So that's actually the Micro Gainz logo barbell. And the other ones are just, you could obviously a standard hex dumbbell, kettlebell, and a 45-pound plate. So we made those for a couple of years now. And it turns out there, once again, you talked about us having a niche. We had a niche in the weightlifting space of there wasn't any Christmas ornament. I don't know. There wasn't like little gifts. There was like weird little ornaments and things. So we kind of attacked that niche with these.
You don't ever see anything with like somebody bench pressing, for example.
Right. So yeah. These are ones we added 2 years ago. So we wanted to come up with an updated. And I thought, like, what else can you do? I have a kettlebell and a dumbbell and and then it was like, oh, what about people weightlifting? So we got a 4-pack of female lifters and a 4-pack of male lifters and doing squat, bench, deadlift. So pretty cool stuff. We actually take those, we cut those out and we glue them on top of those white Christmas bulbs, and then we put the ornament thing on. Actually, I grabbed a set because I knew about the question ahead of time. So for like size comparison, that's what they look like. So pretty good size, about 3 inches.
But so Mike has a normal size head. So comparison.
So there are So we had. This is kind of how they come, and we do red and green and stuff like that. So they sell pretty well. They actually sell better on like Amazon than they do.
I can see that. You sell them on Etsy as well?
We did. So we did have an Etsy account. That's actually where I started selling them. And then Etsy, I don't know. I want to say like it kind of died off for us. There's like more competition there. So the ornaments have done really well. We actually start making them in the summer because we sell several hundred sets. And then we stack them all up and we have to clean them. And we actually do a little coating over top to make them shiny. And then we have to strand all these red all the red ribbons. Oh, wow. So, but it's pretty fun. This year, I think there's slightly more competition in the space. So there's just more weightlifting inspired Christmas ornaments. And it does pretty cool. It's different. But I don't know how many companies are making dedicated Christmas ornaments.
I think it's really cool because you have like a it's like one of the ways that something is a good idea is because people copy it. So
true. Okay. Very true. Very true.
So we do have some questions that were already in here, which is already going to take us off the list of questions. But you expected that. There's like 3,932 people who I would assume have been here before, and they expect the tangents. So let's just go ahead with the first one. Let's see here. Any what's this question? Jared said, any interesting facts about grocery stores?
Wow.
I knew you weren't ready for that, so let's just get that out of the way now.
Let's dive back into the past. There's so many things about grocery stores, like the inner workings of grocery stores that people don't understand. Here's a good one. Whenever you ask people, you'll ask a store associate, is that in the back? Right. It's almost never in the back, right? Almost everything is shipped in and it goes right to the shelf. There's very little. In fact, there's stuff in the back, that means there's like a problem with the inventory level. Most grocery stores get multiple trucks a week. So they flow it in. They want to put it on the shelf. They want to leave it. I've seen people, now I've been out of the grocery store for years, that to appease a customer, they'll walk to the back, stand there for a few seconds and walk back out and say, no, it wasn't here.
That's hilarious.
Not even looking. So because they know, a lot of associates know that there's nothing in the back. So it's almost fruitless to ask, guys. I just want to let you know. Like most people don't want to go back and look, especially you go to like a Walmart where it's really big. It's harder to find the stuff in the back. So like they don't want to do it. I'm just being honest. So that's a little fact about grocery stores. But I do know a lot about grocery stores. In fact, my operations manager for Micro Gainz and my production manager for Micro Gainz both came from grocery stores too. So we talk a lot about grocery stores, even though I've been out of it for over 5 years now. But I was in it for 15.
So we had 38. We may need to talk about this some more because we had like 38. What did I say? 39, 30 when we started talking about grocery stores. We jumped up to 42.59.
Oh, see?
In terms of that's what the people want to hear about, grocery store facts. Okay.
Someone from Walmart will be in the chat. That's not true.
Forget that entire list of questions I sent you. We're going to talk about grocery store facts right now. Actually, I do have a legitimate question about grocery stores. So there's let me not name any brands. Okay, so there is the healthy upscale grocery store side of the house. and we know of some of them that that are out there, the big name brands, right? How healthy is the stuff in those grocery stores versus just what you find at your local? Just again, I'm not gonna say a name because I don't want to anybody feel like I'm talking bad about their store, but rhymes with swiggly wiggly, right? I'm like, how healthy is the stuff there? Because I remember there was and actually I will say this one. So Ingles, I remember before I started like buying a lot of like vitamins and stuff online, I would just go to Ingles because they had Animal Pack, and that was the vitamins that I was taking at the time, right? And I would just get Animal Pack vitamins from Ingles. I don't even think Walmart had that kind of stuff yet. They didn't. They hadn't even started carrying the 6-star protein or anything like that yet. So, in terms of, we assume that, or at least I always assume that if something's like a health food item, it's going to go to a health food store, not to the local grocery store. Is that accurate, or do you also get like a good selection of reputable brands in that wheelhouse that you can sell to people? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So in my time at the last grocery store I worked at, was a regional grocery store. They actually put a whole aisle in of just like natural foods as their attempt to try to like go after what you're talking about, like maybe like a Whole Foods or something like that, right? Going after that market to try to balance and get all the customers they could whenever. I would assume even in like a Whole Foods compared to like a regular grocery store, that it's
Trader Joe's, all this. It's like, because is this just expensive for no reason?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I would say in some cases, for sure, like there's some kind of halo over that. They can charge a little more. Their customers, their average salaries are higher, right? Their upper income, like they can charge a little bit more and get away with it. There's not millions of these food companies making all these different foods, right? It's a lot of the same companies making the same stuff,
just package it differently
and just repackaging it. Exactly. Yeah,
I got you. Okay. All right. So let's talk about your stuff. What you actually came here for. So I went out of town to do a live stream last year, and I'll just be honest with you. The thing I hate the most about traveling is having to adjust my programming because I don't have your fractional plates with me, right? And yes, I could take them with me on the road. You sent me a nice little case, but I'm afraid of losing them, so I leave them at the house. I can't lose them if they're at the house and they stay on my power rack, which is where they stay. All right. It's kind of like singing groups from the 50s. You might come off, but you go back to the mic. Okay, I'll take you off the power rack, put you on a bar, use it, and you go right back on the power rack when I'm done because I don't want to lose it. That being said, though, have you thought about marketing your product to maybe not like Lifetime Fitness or whatever, but maybe like gyms where people are going to be doing a lot of progressive resistance, like powerlifting specific gyms? They may be semi-private or strongman gyms. I don't know if the strongman competitors are as much into micro loading as powerlifting competitors are, but is this something that you've thought about, or you already have maybe some of your products in those type of facilities?
I think that some of our products are probably in the facilities. I don't know if we market specifically to gyms, and that's a common question we get asked actually, is do you market to gyms? Are you in local gyms? Are you,
right.
The thing about a gym is like, for us, where we're more of a direct to consumer business, if a gym wants to buy a set of our plates, you're talking about a set of plates, right? Maybe 2 sets of plates. It isn't moving the needle like direct to consumer is for us. We're not outfitting gyms in a lot of cases. A lot of gyms maybe have some smaller plates, some fractional plates and things. And I have dealt with a lot of individuals that maybe even buy fractional plates for their gym because they want it so bad. We find that they're either budgets are constrained or they don't, once again, they're going to buy 1 or 2 sets. It's not like I'm shipping out a pallet of plates to, a certain gym or something like that. Now we definitely have marketed to gyms. We've definitely marketed in that capacity, but I don't really have a lot of gyms. We don't really do hardly any wholesale business. We don't have like gyms coming out specifically and saying, yeah, we'd like to have a set of Micro Gainz. And for us, because it's like not, I want to say moving the needle per se, but you're selling 2 sets of plates to 10 gyms in my town. That's 20 sets of plates. Like, yeah, it's cool if people use them for sure, but it's not the top place we market to.
See, that is crazy to me, not what you said, but that they look at it that way, because to me, it's fractional plates. So let's say it's the bench press. You probably got, depending on the size of the gym, 3 to 4 bench presses. You probably got 4 to 5 power racks. So each one, keeping in mind that I'm the guy that says you need to have 2 sets for every station, so you don't have to do all that walking around. So then I'm multiplying like, okay, and then if it's like let's say it is a Lifetime Fitness or a chain that's got multiple locations. It's like, okay, so if I need 20 for this location, I probably need 20 for my other location and my other location. But I always wondered, because that's one of the things that comes up is like when we go to like, we have HFA coming up, you go to trade shows like that, we don't see companies like yours, because although you might have like the local, there may be buyers there from a college where they're going to have like multiple, power racks where people are going to be lifting or whatever. They don't necessarily go after businesses like yours, even though to me they should. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're training like Olympic athletes to do Olympic lifting. They should have fractional plates at every single rack, right? You should have multiple fractional plates at every rack. But that just seemed, I always was wondering about that. But okay,
there's another piece where I have gotten this, I wouldn't say maybe pushback, is that the plates are small and like members might walk off with them. Yep. That's always a big one. And it's like, should we come also out with a case that you could put them in, or like, can you put them behind the desk so people can check them out? Or I don't know, but you have to, then people need to know that they're there behind the counter. But yeah, the plates, they're small. So there is a fear of them walking off.
Because I mean, okay, so I'm going to pull up an image here, right? This is how I think. Okay. So, give me 1 second. I'll pull this up and show you because you would assume this is a more controlled environment. So this is the weight room at UGA. All right. We don't need all that. So this is, you see that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go right here. See if it's showing me the thing. All right. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you got like multiple rows of racks.
Right.
Like that. And I'm like, well, each one of these should have change plates smaller than 5 pounds. Or well, sure. I guess it would be 2.5s, right? Because these athletes all want to get better. And some of the people who lift over here are training for not necessarily football. They may be training for Olympic lifting. They may be training for track or just whatever. So that's just what I was thinking about. It's like, that's a more controlled environment, because these are athletes who are like, they're getting NIL money. They're not worried about, getting, they're not worried about the fractional plates. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought about that. It's like, oh, well, maybe that's a potential. So moving on to the next thing, though, you have done some collaborations like you did with our guy Rob from Vintage Weights PGH. What goes into putting together your collaborations together? And if somebody watching wanted to get involved, I know somebody had a question about the blob trainer. How can somebody get involved if they have an idea to run past you?
People will usually reach out. Sometimes I get emails, sometimes I get phone calls, and they ask.
Like, how do you prefer them to reach out, though? Let's go with that. I said that.
Either way, like an email's perfect. You can hit me up on an Instagram DM. I answer all my DMs, answer all my emails. That's me, Mike Reed, answering that stuff. We don't have anybody else doing that. That's the best way to hit me up if you're curious about a certain product. People ask because they know of like the nichiness, I guess, of our brand. So people have asked me about different products. And Rob, for instance, that goes in line with our product brand, which is small increments, right? So he's like, all right, Vintage Gainz. Like I want to add small amounts of weights to big 45-pound plates that are underweight. It weighs 44.5 pounds. How can I get it to 45? You make steel plates. Mike, you make micro weights. What do you think about this? And that's kind of how that collaboration got started. Rob had an idea.
Made sense.
We had it come to life. Yeah. And another collaboration that we had before too with, there's the Vintage Gainz.
Actually, that's sold out. Yeah, they're actually sold out?
They are actually sold out. Yeah. So over Christmas, we had a good run on them. And then we're working on a small redesign with them right now. Okay. So that current version will probably be similar to the one that comes out. We're just working on a slightly upgraded version of the magnets on the back that we glue in. It's just, we tried some different glues and stuff, and they don't always seem to hold as well as they should. So we're just trying to think of we have a couple ideas on how we're going to do a better job of holding them in on the future iteration. And that's actually why we sold out over Christmas, working on a newer version. So that's for those specifically.
I changed my mind. We're not going to talk about grocery stores, because when we start talking about magnets and glue, you jumped up to 5,750. So we're talking about nothing but magnets and glue for the rest of the show. Look at that, 5788. We're staying on magnets and glue. Okay, so magnets and glue. Magnetically gluing. Let's go.
Magnetically gluing.
So do you know when they're going to come back in stock, though?
I do not exactly. So I'm working on a bunch of different product prototypes right now. That's one of them that I'm working on. I actually talked to Rob about a couple of the design changes I wanted to make, so he knows that we were going to sell down on this particular version and work on an updated version, but I don't have an exact date on that yet.
Okay. All right. So when you do have them ready, either you or Rob is gonna drive your limo on over to the show and come back on and talk about it.
Talk about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome.
Drive the limo over.
Hey, look, you just said y'all sold out, so I'm assuming now Rob is driving in the limo at least.
Right. You mentioned the collaboration thing, so I want to touch on. We partner with Gym Pin, so we have a license to sell the Gym Pin brand here as a Micro Gainz gym pin. So we sell a 3-inch pin, which is their mini pin. We've had that license since 2020, 2021. We've been selling the Micro Gainz gym pin. That is a made in the USA gym pin. All the other gym pins you buy are made in the UK. We also have a Temple of Gains X Micro Gainz gym pin. So that specifically works. Yeah, you can take a.
That way people can figure out which one. So this is the original.
Yeah, so that original we import, and that is not. We import that from Gym Pin. The original 2-inch Gym Pin with the Gym Pin logo, we actually import from the UK. The Micro Gainz Gym Pin 3-inch, we make that here in the United States. That is specifically made here in 5/16 and 3/8 for those racks. It's 3-inch, basically designed for fractional plate loading. So if you have a machine, they go up in 5 or 10 or 15 pound increments. This way you can add weight in between those increments. And 100%. Then the other one we have is the Temple of Gains Micro Gainz gym pin. We just came out with this at the end of December. Talked to Yoni from Temple of Gains. Their machines, whenever you would put, you can't really slot a gym pin in it because it'll stick out too much, because they have the hole on their weights doesn't go all the way through the plate.
Okay.
So it has a stop in the middle. I don't know if that's how it's cast in. I'm not exactly sure. We needed to make the actual pin shorter. So now it fits in. So I think it's typically 7 1/4 inches long. It now is 6 inches. Okay. 6 3/8 long. Okay. Sorry. I think my computer just buffered there for a second.
That's okay. So you have so basically if someone already has a Temple of Gains piece and they want to get a gym pin for it, this will be a gym pin that will fit what they have.
That's correct.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. Okay, I love that. All right. That makes sense. Is this something that you guys talked about at Home Gym Con, or were you already in discussions about it before Home Gym Con this last year?
For the Temple of Gains gym pin?
Yeah. Because I know Yoni was at Home Gym Con in Louisville, so
he was.
So
I actually got to.
You guys talked about it.
I met him in person at Home Gym Con, but we had already discussed making this in the past and before Home Gym Con, and then we ended up coming out with it finally at the end of December. Okay.
So then Jared wants to know. Well, let's go with Kevin first. I don't know how late Kevin's going to stay up because he's in Japan. So he said, "Hello to my fellow guests last year. Love your products, brother. The Newell kilogram plates. Talk soon." He said, "Because I only have one pair, so apparently he's going to be placing an order soon
for a second pair." Yeah,
and there you go. So now y'all know that Micro Gainz will ship to Japan. So
it's true. That is true. Yes.
So yeah, let's go ahead. I'll pull it up, and you can talk a little bit about those the Newells. See if I can find them. It's the dumbbell plates.
It'll be under magnetic attachments on the website.
To here, I think I got it. So hold on, let me get rid of that. Declutter my screen a little bit.
So the product here, you want
to in the right place?
Yeah, shop and then magnetic attachment.
There it is. I see it.
Newell. You got it.
Okay.
So these are our two versions of the Newell magnetic attachment. They magnetize to specifically the Newell 550 and 580. Kevin at Home Gym Gainz has the kilogram version. We came out with a 1/2 kilogram version because they make, I don't remember exactly, it's like the Newell 220 and 240, which is the kilogram version.
Okay.
And that is what this is designed to do, because they go up in 2 kilogram jumps. You can put 2 of these on and make a 1 kilogram jump, essentially doubling your set of Newells that you have in other countries that only have the kilogram version of that particular product. And then we have the pound version, which is the one that we obviously sell the most of. You can see on the website as well. That one has had a redesign, you can see. So now this has a pressed in logo. It's all one piece. It's upgraded. We actually have an upgraded kilogram version coming as well. So that is the updated version. It's nice, solid.
See what it looks like in your hand. Okay.
Yep. One piece.
I like
actually,
that,
I had a.
I like that.
I got a part right here. So suck it around. This fits right in that little opening on a Nuobell, and it adds 1 1/4 to each side. You can add 2.5 pounds, so you can effectively double the effective weight range.
You showed that again? Yeah, I'll do this so people can see it.
There you go. So that's the Nuobell plate, and like this is the back. You got these 4 magnets.
Nice.
This is made in the USA in the middle, right here, and then 4 magnets and magnetizes the steel rails on Nuobell dumbbells. So pretty cool. It'll double up your Nuobell set.
What I like about that, first of all, shout out to you for knowing what Kevin had ordered. Okay. But what I like about this, and you showed this at Home Gym Con, actually you showed a version of it, I think, in 2024.
That's correct.
Where you were showing like, hey, like it clicks in. And if anybody wants to watch that video, I'll post a link for that in the description for this one, so you guys can see this, like we do a deep dive into the Micro Gainz product line. But you can put it in there. It's magnetic so that it attaches to the other plate, so it becomes part of the adjustable dumbbell handle.
Correct.
Where some of the other inserts would fall off if you're using it, which is probably exciting but not desirable if you're doing something like a dumbbell bench.
Right.
You know, it's like exciting once. Right. So I really do like I said, you occupy a small but important niche because you're adding value to stuff that people have. Even the thing with the Temple of Gains product is like, oh, well, if you already have this, we're going to help you gain more functionality out of what you already have. And I really like that about your business model.
That's correct. Yeah. In this case, with the Nuobell plate, we had to develop something because the handle on the Nuobell dumbbell is like really short. You can't put our dumbbell plates, which are our product we're most well known for. You can't put those on there, or else you won't have enough room for your hands. So that's why we had to come up with something else. And that's why we started diving into dumbbells, all these adjustable dumbbells that have hit the market.
So let's see here. We had a question from Jared. He said he wants to know about if you have any other blob trainers in the works.
Something that we've talked about, something we haven't done yet. We still make just the fat man size of the blob trainer. We still make it in-house. I actually had a post a couple of months ago. We went to a manufacturer that does cast aluminum, and they did a prototype for us. But we decided it's very expensive. I don't know how else to. I don't know what people are willing to pay.
Let me pull up and see so people can see what I'm talking about with the blob.
Yes.
Because that is a definite niche product.
Yep.
That
very unique.
But I think it is very. Once you start figuring out what it's for, you're like, oh, that's really good. Because to me, and I see the need for smaller hands. I mean, Naomi, my wife, has smaller hands than I do, right? So a blob trainer that's going to work for me isn't going to work for her. Right. But I guess the price point is also the other side of it too. Yeah.
So right. And this is, once again, it's modeled after a fat man blob, which is half of a 100-pound dumbbell. So they cut those round heads off and you lift it. That weighs roughly 50 pounds. You know, if you lift a full fat man, most people can't do it. Very difficult. And what Jared's talking about, and I believe he has a blob trainer, is you can get the half of a 90, you know, and then you have a 40 or half of a 95. Like you have where this technically is supposed to weigh 50 if it was made out of cast iron, you know, like a 45-pound and a 40. And those are all smaller in diameter and things. So definitely an option out there. The way we cast it, once again, we cast it in-house. It's probably not feasible the way we do it now. It's very one-off casting. It's just not.
Is this something you would partner with someone on to kind of like make the manufacturing a little bit cheaper?
Potentially, yeah. Like when we looked at a casting company not near us, probably in the Pittsburgh area, that does specifically cast aluminum, but that particular blob head weighs, I think it's like 12 or 13 pounds, and the base is another 2.5 pounds. So that weighs about 15 pounds right there. So the starting weight of an actual blob is 50 pounds. The starting weight on this is 15. Right. And then it's loadable. You can unscrew the top and add weight to build up to be able to lift a fat man. It's a very specific niche grip training product, but no one else really makes anything quite like it. Cast aluminum is really unique as well because it starts off with a lighter weight. If I made that out of steel, it would weigh 25 pounds. People couldn't even lift that. So the aluminum, the way we cast it, feels kind of like the cast iron that they originally made. It has that sort of rougher texture, and it feels like that. So something unique. We'd like to make more sizes. It's just first I have to get the dumbbells, but then it's more, I guess, about expanding it. We don't have a great production cycle of it now. We have it; it's in stock right now. We only have so many available all the time. And, you know, it's always like less than 10 or 6 or 4.
Sure.
And then when we sell them, we run out and then we have to build back up stock. So it's a pretty cool product. We had that at Home Gym Con as well back 2 years ago whenever we were in French Lick. And that was people were really excited about it. And we had it this year.
It's interesting looking. You could probably get rich just selling that to like college fraternities so they can use for like drinking games.
Try it. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
for sure.
You probably retire on just that. On that. Right. Now it looks like it's like a cool conversation piece too. So I can see how people would just like it. Oh, you should make it like so people can say, make it in the shape of your boss's head, right? Or something like you can describe it. Like, I got ideas, Mike. I got all kinds of ways you could waste money. Just keep listening to me. I'll get you there. So this is something that you and I talked about a little bit, and I think this is a great place to bring it up because Trevor asked this and then he had to leave. So Trevor, if you're watching now, here's the timestamp point that you want to, in fact, clip that so that we can do a short about it later on. What is, do you have any updates on the weights for the power blocks? Because Trevor is the one who talked about the idea during our live show at Home Gym Con.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So, he immediately was like, I want to know. This is my one question. So
that was a question that echoed throughout Home Gym Con. I think I got asked about that more than a dozen times after that without people knowing Trevor, and just customers or people walking through the expo, were coming and asking me about power blocks. So we make attachments for a bunch of different weights. Power block is one that we don't make anything specific for. Some of our products work. Our dumbbell plate works on the Pro model, but doesn't work on the EXP model. So Trevor, he asked, right? I mean, that was the first question I got. What are you doing for power block? And I don't know if I was taken aback a little bit because it was like, oh, okay, like that's what we want to talk about. But yes, so we have worked on a product for power block, specifically something that adds weight to power block. And I have the prototype here. John and I actually talked about this yesterday, and I haven't ever shown this to anybody, but we do have a prototype, and I'm going to pull it over here.
Oh, hold on. I finally get to do my, I'm very proud of this clip that I came on. All right, everybody, y'all ready?
All right.
Yes, that's what I spend my show budget on.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
That's exactly what I waste the show budget on. That's right.
So that's now it's I feel like there's a lot of hype right now. Okay. All right.
Ready.
So this is a power block. I just grabbed it from my shop. This is a Power Block Pro series. It goes 5 through 50 pounds. You can see there's like these things kind of sticking out from it. And this is probably what I talked about back last year at Home Gym Con on the podcast here. But the weights actually pull out like this. And you can see here, this is a prototype. So it weighs 1.25 pounds. It has springs on it. And you're able to slot it into the power block kind of anywhere below whatever weight you have racked. So you take it, you push it in, and you have 2 of them on each side, and they don't stick out any more than the current handle. And then you can shake it around, and now you've added that 2.5 pounds to your power block, and they will work on other power block types. In fact, I just got the Power Block Pro 100 yesterday, tested it, works on that. So you have these, they pull out, they've got these springs, flat springs, and they slot in, and that's how you add weight. You lock it in, they stay on there, and now you've added that, once again, that 2.5 pounds. It doesn't really affect any of your range because it doesn't stick out any more than the pin. If you use power blocks, you'll know what I'm talking about there. So this is kind of the idea that we had. Once again, still a prototype, probably will change, but that is something that people haven't seen before. So pretty cool. Something that's very unique. No one's making anything like that. So power block add-on, Micro Gainz 1.25 pound add-on for power block.
You heard it here first. Clip that. You heard it here first. I love it, man. Like I was telling you, man, this show has become a place where people feel comfortable showing their prototypes because we typically get feedback on it. And so if you guys have any feedback to give Mike about the power block trainer or anything like that, whether you're watching live or on replay, if you're watching on replay, obviously post it in the comments and let us know what you think about it. And I'll make sure that Mike gets that feedback. Also, if you're watching live, go ahead and throw your comments in the live chat right now. If you have anything you want to say about it. What's up, Kinsey? Appreciate you being here. Hope it's not cold for you out there in Utah. We are currently talking to Mike Reed from Micro Gainz, talking about we just saw his power block prototype, and so appreciate you being here. Jump in the conversation. Now I know that this is sort of like asking a parent which kid is their favorite, but when you look back at your catalog, do you still have a soft spot for like the OG Micro Gainz plates that started your, let's call it your financial empire?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I feel like we're more well known now for the dumbbell plate that clips onto the handle, but the original fractional plates, the original fractional plates, which we don't sell anymore, were steel plates I used to put stickers on. We used to hand paint them, put stickers on that said Micro Gainz. The latest version of the Micro Gainz plate, which came out in 2018, the fractional plates with the pressed in logos, those ones, those
Right here?
yeah, it's like a product that started everything. Probably never getting rid of those, even if sales fall off of a cliff, because it's just that is the original Micro Gainz product.
All,
those, those with the pressed in logos, we made them all black for a long time. We actually switched to color. We do both now. So we have the different colors. People had asked for that for a long time. We literally couldn't afford to do colors in the beginning. We only could do black. You could have any color as long as it was black, because we couldn't afford to do red and blue and green and stuff like that.
It's not like Henry Ford.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah. And then in that bag there, I mean, my wife used to hand sew every one of those bags together.
Oh, wow.
And then we got to a point where she literally couldn't keep up with demand. We had to stop including the bag for a while until we could find a supplier. So yeah, that original fractional plate set, like, that definitely holds near and dear to my heart, because it's the original product, and we'll probably never not sell it. Even if we get into all these other niche products, like, it's still our nice general product. A lot of people need it. Made in the USA. We say before we're one of the only companies that probably has made in the USA fractional plates, and they're the best made in the USA fractional plates. Very accurate, plus or minus 5 to 10 grams on a scale. Very accurate, very nice plate.
And that's something that I want to say that people who run powerlifting competitions need to know about, because you're always looking for, we call them chips. You're always looking for chips. Yep. If you need chips for your competition, you definitely need to hit up Mike. And actually, to be honest with you, have you ever been approached to be a sponsor for like any powerlifting federations?
Yes. So we're actually a current sponsor for the 100% Raw Powerlifting Federation. I was actually there at their world competition. It was in Virginia 2 months ago. Our kilogram fractional plates are used in competition. So they lift in kilos. So they use the quarter and the half kilogram plates in competition for their meets. But yeah, we're actually a sponsor there. We sponsor like championship belts for people that win, best lifters and stuff like that. So
nice. I love that. Yeah, man. So Kinsey said, "Oh, I know Mike. He's always up to cool stuff." Yeah, you saw him when you were at the show last year. So heck yeah, and he's coming back. I've already I don't even know if I asked you if you were coming back, but I just kind of like volunteered you to be back. So something that I want to talk about, because you're talking about Amazon, and you told me this on the phone yesterday, that not everything needs a patent, but that you do have issues with Amazon companies stealing your ideas. So this has been something that we've been talking about, patents, protecting your IP, and that sort of thing for the past 3 weeks. So I want to get your perspective on it. Go ahead, talk about that, and let's also make sure that people can tell authentic Micro Gainz products from the knockoffs they may find on Amazon or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah, I have two actual patents on our dumbbell plate. So I've mentioned this a couple times for people that are new or don't know. This is our Micro Gainz dumbbell plate. This opens up. There's a spring inside. This clamps onto the handle of a dumbbell to add weight. This weighs 1.25 pounds. There's a spring inside, and it's riveted. We have this as a utility and a design patent both. So you don't see a lot of ripoffs of this particular product. There was one actually this past year in 2025 that was almost an exact copy that showed up on Amazon. And we actually had to do a patent claim through Amazon. I have patent attorneys, and we were actually able to get it shut down like pretty quick. Actually, we actually had to submit documentation. I never talked about this. We submit documentation. They have time to respond, and we say, hey, look, this is our patent. We believe that your product, I had to buy the product, send it over to my lawyers. We believe this violates your patent on these claims. You have to take it down, or else we have to go to like this like weird Amazon litigation thing that you have to actually put money into. So you have some like couple $1,000s you have to deposit into an account. It's kind of crazy. Oh, wow. And it's kind of like, so you have skin in the game, I think. So you're not just saying it. Each of you has to do this. Then they have a third party arbitrator come in, which is I think a patent attorney, like someone that has no skin in the game. And then they have to decide like, oh yeah, is this? And this has only have to do with Amazon. Now you could sue them outside of this as if like it was nothing with Amazon, but they actually took their product down, and I have not seen it since. So which was a great win for us, right? We hear a lot about this taking thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, and sometimes in patent suits and things like that. They took it down. They actually didn't try to fight it because they knew that it was like the exact same thing. And of course they were
like, oh, he caught us.
Yeah, this happened around June,
Okay.
July, and of course they undercut our price, right? I mean, by 40%. That's what they do. They kind of steal your idea. They send it back over here and charge 30-40% less, and then then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what a great product. And like I invented it. So there's a current company selling dumbbell plates on Amazon. They have for quite a few years. They sell our old version of our dumbbell plate, which I don't have in front of me, but we used to sell them with a rubber band that went around the end. That was our original version. And there was no spring at overlapping steel with a rubber band, and it would open and close. Same thing. This company actually sells that version now. And I can't do anything about it. We don't have that patented. That's my older version. So that's fine and legal, and they get thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales because still my design. Like the funny part of it, like I used to hand rivet those in my shed, and then someone in China stole it and sold it back. And now people think they invented it. It's like hilarious, but we sell a better product. That's the dumbbell plate that we have now. When John mentioned about what to patent, what not to patent, like we don't patent everything. This Power Block product, for instance, like it just depends on how big the market is. Like, is the market big enough that you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars on it to patent it? Because that's what it costs, $10,000-$20,000. You get lawyers, you got to wait a few years. It's not like you get a patent in 6 months. That's not how it works. So you have to decide, like, how big is this product going to be? What's the market look like? Is it worth it? Or if you want to patent it and maybe sell your idea, like that's what some people do. They'll patent stuff, sell their idea to someone.
Like a license.
Yep, like a license. They don't actually want to make it, but they had a great idea. That's maybe another reason to patent it. So we don't necessarily do that. We're Micro Gainz in a niche space. If you were selling like something that a lot of companies would like to copy, obviously we see this happen in the home gym, garage gym space. A lot of these companies, have taken like other products and made modifications and minor tweaks and stuff like that. And I think if your product can be tweaked very easily, it's kind of hard to spend the 20 grand to patent the product. But I don't have as much trouble with big companies stealing our designs that has happened before. I have more trouble with Amazon because we sell a lot on Amazon. And then those, I would say, Chinese made overseas companies that do just take it and resell it, because they're not really, these are all like, everyone's been on Amazon with all those weird brand names that make no sense. And they're just a bunch of fake companies. No one's trying to build a brand. They're just trying to get money. And then what happens is like, if I take someone off for selling something like this, someone else shows up selling it, and then I got to take them off. Then someone else shows up. When you start to sell a bunch, people can, your seller rank is transparent. So they can guesstimate how many units you're selling. When you hit a certain dollar number, companies just start, all right, hey, there's a niche there that, by the way, I created. Like I invented the dumbbell plate market. It didn't exist before. And then now that people get to capitalize on that. And that's just part of doing business, unfortunately. But once again, you don't necessarily have to patent everything. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to show the Power Block. I thought about it after we talked, and I was like, do I want to show that still? And I told John I would. But I mean, it's stuff like sometimes I do teasers and things on my Instagram. Sure. Sometimes we keep things, we play things close to the chest. But overall, I mean, I want to put stuff out and let people enjoy it. And, if someone's going to make this weird U-shaped metal thing for Power Block 2, like, all right, I mean, we'll see which company lasts longer. And for us, like we have brand recognition. People know me, Mike Reed. We've been in business for over 9 years now, Micro Gainz. So we have a reputation that are people, we want to be more like the Nike of the space, right? Where Walmart probably sells more shoes than Nike. But like brand matters, right? Brand is everything in business. And that's what we're trying to do, is build a bigger brand.
I think, first of all, y'all saw the flex, right? Where he said, I got patent attorneys. Y'all saw the flex, right? Secretly, he's Wilson Fisk. Okay, I just want y'all to know that.
It's the guy on retainer all day. Yeah.
Hey, look. Anyway, I could go a long way with that. I'm just going to stop there because that's hilarious to me. But yeah, I think, so I was talking to my buddy David from Gorilla Strength, and he said he even has problems with companies on Amazon taking his images. They'll take the product images and post them on their website, so people, or not their website, on their Amazon store, so people think that they're David, that they're Gorilla Strength. And the way you can tell, to me too. One thing that he said you can tell if it's a knockoff or it's the real thing is they don't have product dimensions, because they have no idea what the product dimensions are, because they don't make it themselves. Right. Instead, they're kind of just trying to figure it out on their own. Whereas you're going to have more specs, more details. It just obviously looks like, hey, this is somebody who's spent the time to develop this thing. And guys, like the best way to fight this kind of stuff is just to support the actual original person who created it. Obviously within your budget, but still, if I got a chance, I'm gonna support. Like, what we're gonna switch at some point over to kilo plates in the gym. I'm gonna need Micro Gainz plates to do that too, and I'm gonna come and get them from you just because, again, I'm trying to support the original creator. Let's I want to say this because I want to make sure that we don't pass by this, because I love asking entrepreneurs this question. And I may have asked you this before, but even if I did, I'm going to ask you again, because the answer can change, as time goes on and based on what's happened or whatever. What advice would you give yourself the day before you quit the grocery store to go do Micro Gainz full time?
That's a great question. On the spot, probably day before I left, probably believe in yourself, know that you can see it through and it's going to work out. There's obviously going to be some ups and downs, but you're making the right decision.
Nice.
And I think having that like reassurance would have been nice to have. I think in a lot of cases, what's the first default as an entrepreneur? It's usually like, what if I fail? What if everything goes south? What if I have to go back to
Should I keep this job until I have a little bit more income?
Yeah, maybe I should go another month, maybe another couple months. Maybe I can do both for a little bit more. I mean, all that stuff kind of ran through your head. Yeah. What doesn't run through your head is like, what if it's successful? Like, what if Micro Gainz takes off more? What if I do get to spend the time and it blows up? That's what doesn't cross people's heads, right?
Yeah.
And that is an important distinguisher. We always kind of default to the negative. Like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I lose money? Yeah. What if it's like, what if it does work out though? Yeah. And that's, for me, it'd be definitely have patience and see it through. Now I've been gone from the grocery store for this will be going into my 6th year. My last day at the grocery store was July 4th of 2020. So I've been
Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day. And it's
Independence
funny,
Day. Yeah, I love it.
I post the same picture the last 5 years of me getting out of the grocery store. We had like my wife and my family had like a surprise party for me. I didn't know anything about. Everyone was wearing Micro Gainz shirts. It's really cool. I usually repost that picture every July 4th just as a reminder of my independence from the grocery store. So
I love that. So you and I were talking about this too, because I completely love your answer. Because I remember, as you do, when we first started doing the show. So let me look right there. So there's 6,171 people watching. Okay. Some people are just watching because they're curious about what this is. There's people who've been invested and been watching the entire time since we started the show at 6 a.m. There's some people who only started watching because they saw it pop up on LinkedIn. But the point is, there are people watching. I remember when you were the first guest that day, and we had, I want to say, less than 100 people watching. And before I ever decided to do this, I had all the things in my head. What if this doesn't work? What if nobody shows up? What if I spend money to do this and I go through all this stuff and I put myself out there? The channel was still relatively small. And I'm like, I've been trying to build this reputation. Nobody else is doing this. Like you said, you pioneered the Micro Gainz, the dumbbell plates, the fractional plates for dumbbells. It's like, well, so you have the thing in your head, like, if this was a good idea, other people would already be doing it, right? So I had the same thing. I was like, man, this is what if, and you can seriously talk yourself out of, like they say in church, you can talk yourself out of your blessing, and I just love the fact that you said, just believe in yourself. And we never focus on, well, what if it works?
Right.
What if it works? And then you think about the opportunities, like you said, not only do you work there, obviously, not only, you went from your wife sewing bags to now you've got other employees who you've also been able to help leave the grocery store to come work for you. And they wouldn't have done that if it wasn't a better situation. I used to work in a grocery store. So shout out to grocery store employees. All I know is comfortable shoes. That's all I can. And shout out to Dr. Scholes. All right. Because it's a lot tougher than you think. It's a wild ride. And so for people to be able to leave there and go to work for you and have a better situation because you believed in yourself is a big deal. You know what I mean? I firmly believe we're blessed to be a blessing. Oh, here we go. So Home Gym Hub, what's up, Spencer? He says, good morning. Hope everybody in the South is watching as they prep for this winter storm. Yeah. And then Carp said, one thing that needs to get more credit, though, is what happened to the Walt series. They're always hilarious around Halloween time, especially around Halloween time. So the people want to know what happened to the Walt series.
What happened to Walt? That is a series we run for a few years where I dress up as Michael Myers. And we have these skits. If you go usually the last week of October, every day we post a video of Walt getting into like situations where I don't know, like you're putting together plates. He looks out the window and like a Michael Myers character is out there, and maybe he walks into the conference room, hits the light. Michael Myers is there. We have like some chase scenes. We have a lot of fun with it. We've done videos back and forth where he's at his house and I'm at my house, and we cut the videos together. And at the end of it, it's always like the video will stop before something happens to Walt. Oh, here's a great example. There's Walt. That's my operations manager. That's in the big warehouse next to our space. And he's kind of looking behind him, not sure what's going on. And I got like spooky music behind it. Now he's going to drop the sliding door and drop the garage door down. He's like, all right, I'm good. I'm safe. And he's going to kind of look and see was someone there. And there's somebody right there. And that's it. That's the video.
I love that.
That's season 3. So that's 3 years we've done these What Happened to Walt videos. And it just started out as like a fun thing in my garage in 2021, where he was putting together a product and I was standing outside of the garage door with the mask on. And now it has become a yearly tradition, usually ends in a chase scene. And then Walt, is it all a dream? Is it happening? Isn't it happening? I don't know. We just do stuff like that because it's fun. Like the same social media stuff all the time can be monotonous, right? Like how many times can I talk about the dumbbell plate? And I love
that. Was product, literally what Naomi and I were talking about in the segment before you. Like, you gotta, I love that.
How many times can you talk about the same thing? So like those kind of things are cool. We like to jump on trends like that and have fun at Micro Gainz. And that is always a fun section. This year at Christmas time, even we had a bunch of different Christmas themed videos this time, instead of just once again, like buy Micro Gainz. Like I don't have a lot of posts about buying Micro Gainz. It's just not what we do on social. So, but yeah, it's fun. We have a lot of fun with it.
So let's see here. Carp said Big Mike's had a great last 5 years, not having to work retail on Christmas and Black Friday.
How about it?
I'm telling you, man. Look, I still so this is a grocery store thing. I remember. So I was a bag boy, and I was a bag boy slash bag boy slash cashier. And then occasionally I would go up in the office, and then I'd work up in the office, and then they say, oh, well, we need you to go open up a register, and you go back down there. Right. All right. So I remember this day vividly where I had just come down. I go out, got like the grocery cart full of stuff, bring it back in. As I walk back in, somebody had stolen meat from the meat department. And so I see somebody running by. And they're like, catch him. I said, okay, so we chased the guy because he's got meat from the meat department. We're chasing him, right? All right, we get back from I think the other guy caught him. But anyway, so we catch him. I come back inside. There's no like, okay, take a break. No, it's all right. Hey, I need you to jump on the register now. So jump on the register. Okay, now before everybody else gets to go home, and now you got to come up in the office and make sure everything is balanced out before you can go home for the day so we can close the grocery store. That was my grocery store day. And I was like, this is not the life for me, or you're exhausted. You've been sitting there. By the way, I was the Jeopardy champion of that grocery store because during our breaks, we would have Jeopardy on and we're all yelling out answers to the questions on break while we're eating our frozen pizzas. But undefeated, by the way. But anyway, the thing is that I just remember doing that. And then they're like, hey, who's going to clean the bathroom? Hey, you know what? And they'll come, and then the manager comes and say, hey, I put you down to clean the bathrooms because I know you'll do a good job. I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. So now I got to go clean the bathroom. Like that wasn't on my bingo card today. So I completely understand the grocery store life. I can't imagine. Like you were there long enough to become a manager. That's rough. Yeah. That's a rough time, man.
It's a time period I don't like to talk about,
it's rough, man. It's rough. Okay. Now I asked you what advice you would give. In the last few minutes we have with you, what advice do you think your wife would give herself if she could go back in time to that time when you guys sold 2 products in an entire month, knowing that she now knows that you sell more than that in less than an hour at Home Gym Con? But what advice, if she could look back now and she goes back to that time when you sold, I remember you told me, you said one time we sold 2 products in a month. All right. Your wife's got to believe in you too. Sometimes she's got to believe harder than you believe because sometimes you don't believe, and she's got to believe for you and her. what advice do you think she would give herself? And this is for all the people out there whose significant others are helping them with their dream. So what would you say?
Off the top of my head, it's got to definitely have more patience that this will work out. My wife is very much, whenever, like you mentioned, I told John my very first month where we sold on Micro Gainz, which was actually, we sold on eBay. We didn't have a website. We sold 2 sets of plates my very first month.
Yikes.
So that's where it started. That's no joke. You can look at the eBay receipt for that.
Tough to buy groceries on that.
Right. Yeah. That's me still working at the grocery store. My wife for sure. She's very crafty. She's entrepreneurial in her own way. She gets on things and she gets like very focused for like short periods of time. And then she jumps on something else and then gets focused and then jumps on something else. You know, for me, I've been really focused on Micro Gainz for 9 years.
Yeah.
So she can't understand that sometimes. Like, how can you stay focused for that long in that thing? And I remember early on, this is a cool little thinking about her believing in me. I had I made a list early on at Micro Gainz. Actually, before we even had plates, I made a list of all the competitors on Amazon that were selling micro plates. And then I put what they sold, what people said about it good. And then I looked at the negative reviews, what people didn't like. And I went through a spreadsheet, 10, 20 different fractional plates or whatever. Okay. My wife was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm seeing what people like and don't like. And then maybe I can make the best possible product out of that. And she's like, I knew then that you were going to be successful. And that's before I made a plate. Because like, I'm a very determined, very focused person. And I can be focused on something for a long time. But I think with her, you know, it's the ups and downs of it, right? Like in the first couple of years, you're not making tons of traction. So like, how much longer is Mike going to keep doing this? Right. And as the time went on and I was able to quit, you know, my job almost 5 years later, I'm sure that if she could go back and tell herself, hey, have patience, you know, this is going to work out. And at the time you're like, this Micro Gainz thing, you know, he keeps talking about it. He stays up late at night. He wakes up early in the morning. He puts stress on me to make these bags. It's like, are we ever going to make enough, you know, for him to be able to quit his retail job? And now obviously she knows that, but at the time, you know, for sure, definitely have more patience.
Nice. Carp said, so long story short, invent multiple products and just start printing money. I mean, that's the success story of Mike Reed right there. I mean, that's
what it was. We
printed, just like, you know, like one, Annie. Yeah.
Day one, we printed money. It was crazy.
They can make a Broadway musical. Micro Gainz, the Broadway musical. They should do it. All right. Now I'm actually picturing that. You got somebody dressed as Walt and he's dancing. Oh, that's awesome. You should do it.
That'd be great. It'd be a great show.
I think that'd be fantastic. Somebody will watch it.
For sure.
Somebody.
For sure.
Well, man, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for First of all, thank you for believing in us that first year that I decided to come up with this insane idea to do something that nobody thought was going to work. Because they're
had this on my desk when you gave this to me.
Oh, hang on.
I was getting up way too early. I was getting up way too early before it was cool. So I am, turns out I ended up being the original guest. And then last year, now this year. So three years in a row.
You got to keep
as
coming
the
back,
anniversary.
Man.
So, but I keep this right on my desk. So
dude, I appreciate you more than I can express. Because literally I was like, okay, I want to have a show where I interview people who's going to wake up that early to come on the show and answer questions at that time of the morning. This is crazy. And this is after about a steady 2 months of people telling me this is a dumb idea and it wouldn't work. So I appreciate you believing in us that first day, and I appreciate you continuing to believe in us. And also I appreciate you changing my life in a way, because I've been able to make a lot more progress in my training because I use your plates religiously. Well, I work out 4 times. I lift weights 4 times a week. So that's how often they get used every week, at least 50 weeks a year. So you really, my gains, no pun intended, have been coming because I'm able to train with the appropriate tools. So, and I want to make sure people know this isn't sponsored. I just believe in this product, and I'm going to continue to believe in it, man. So before I let you go, how can people sign up for your newsletter and keep up with everything that's going on with Micro Gainz, including the prototype product that you revealed here today? Oh, he froze. I shocked the world. Okay, there we go. I said, I can see you now. You're moving now. Are you there?
I think I'm back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
It froze up for like a second.
All right, yeah. So it's funny because like you froze up on my end. I said, "Oh, I shocked him with what I just said." It's amazing. I was just saying, all I wanted is for people to sign up for your newsletter. That's it. I didn't mean to do that to you. Just sign up for the newsletter.
I had to go. I had to leave.
Like, wait, let's go make a newsletter quick. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the best way to reach us is to go to Instagram at Micro Gainz, Facebook at Micro Gainz. Those are the best ways you can hit us up. I personally answer all DMs that are sent our way. If you have any questions, concerns, questions about the products, questions about anything you saw on the podcast, you can also email mike@microgainz.com if you have very longer, like specific questions. I do answer those. And then our website is, of course, just microgainz with a Z.com. And you can check out all the products that we have over there.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you once again, man. And we'll do it. Well, I'll see you at Home Gym Con, but we'll do it again next year.
Sounds great, man. Put it on the calendar. Automatic.
Take it easy, Mike.
Thanks for having me. See you
later. So that was Mike Reed from Micro Gainz. That was such a fun conversation. Mike motivates me. I don't know if you guys could tell that, but he motivates me every time I talk to him and get his feedback. Oh man, I wish I'd seen this question from Mike. Hey, Mike, are you still there? Hang on, we got a question for you. Hang on, let me bring you back on. You gotta unmute yourself. All right, there you go. All right, so here's a question.
I'm back.
Does Walt get to come to Home Gym Con this year?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him and see if he wants to go this year. Last year I took my wife.
Yeah.
So
for understandable reasons. It's like I'm not sewing all these bags for nothing.
Yeah, like she had to be there. 2 years ago in French Lick, my wife and all my kids came. Actually,
I met them.
Walt actually couldn't come 2 years ago. He's at a concert, and then 3
was
years
he
ago,
playing, or was he at the concert watching
the concert? And 3 years ago, we were signed up to be at the original Home Gym Con, and I had to duck out late because my wife's having a baby. So
yeah, understandable.
It's like you can't be here because what if we have the baby and you're in French Lick, Indiana? So
100%,
it's that close. So, but yeah, definitely ask him to see if he wants to come down and
tell him the people demand it.
Yes.
People demand it.
I'll say it was asked. So yeah.
All right. Okay. This time I'm serious. I'll let you go now because they're not gonna stop asking questions if I. All right. See you, man. Later. Okay, so now that was Mike Reed from Micro Gainz. You guys see he is a crowd favorite. Kinsey said she loves this. Letha says, I love this. If it weren't for my spouse and family, I may have already given up. Oh, 100%. And by the way, Naomi and I have something we want to run past you. We'll reach out to you, Letha, because it's basically we want to develop an idea that we had mentioned to you, I think, when we're out in California. So at the Refit showroom, and it'll be specifically like a collaboration between our brand and yours. Just want to make sure. I keep forgetting to say it, so I'm going to say it now. So let's go into your answers to the question of the day, and then I'll tell you what I learned this week. So the question of the day was, as someone who consumes content, and you're watching this, you consume home gym content. So what is it that makes you keep on watching the channels that you guys subscribe to, and not just subscribe to, but that you watch faithfully? Okay, like, because I want other creators who see this to understand what makes you guys keep coming back. So the first comment is from Trevor. He said, a creator that I find interesting and I want to support. That makes sense. You find their content interesting and you say, you know what, I want to support them and help them grow. So it makes sense that you would keep on coming back to them. All right. Next is Carlos. He said he keeps coming back because of the engagement and when the content is relevant to me. That, again, that makes sense. I'll tell you guys that I don't watch a lot of reviews unless I specifically just want to support the person who's making the review, because I'm largely out of the buy equipment business, right? I'm largely out of that phase of my life. The only things that I'm 100% looking for right now are a cambered bench press bar, some sort of cambered bench press bar, a full set of dumbbells up to 120 pounds, maybe heavier, but at least up to 120 pounds. And I want to get matched weight plates. So like we got our plates, again, they're Played Against Sports specials, Facebook Marketplace. Well, not Facebook Marketplace. Play Against Sports, Let Go, Craigslist. those plates came from all over the place, so they're all mismatched. I'd like to get matched weight plates that match each other. Same thing with dumbbells. Our dumbbells came from all over Facebook Marketplace didn't exist when I was getting my dumbbells. Craigslist, Let Go, and Played Against Sports. That's where we got our dumbbells from. And I'd like to get matched sets of dumbbells and heavier dumbbells, because the dumbbells we have now are not heavy enough for me to do everything that I want to do with them. They're not heavy enough for me to bench with, for example. So that's it. So I'm not typically seeing review videos about dumbbell sets. I see a lot about adjustable dumbbells. That's not going to work for me, because Naomi and I work out together a lot of the times, and it's just difficult and annoying to share an adjustable dumbbell set. So nobody's doing reviews about dumbbells, right? So I don't see a lot of people making reviews about weight plates, in terms of like, they may do like the one-off where, because the company will send you like a pair of plates. So like we got the Refit sent us out their 45-pound stainless weight plates, right? But they only sent us one pair of 45s. Well, in order for me to really judge those plates, I'd need to have at least 4, maybe 5. But if I had at least 4, I could bench with them in terms of 45s. It's just tough. So I don't really see a lot of content creators making videos like that. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen a cambered bar video in a while. So it's just one of those things where I don't watch a lot of reviews unless I specifically just want to support the content creator. So I do watch a lot of reviews. I'm just saying that the reason why I watch is because I just want to support that person. So I tend to consume other content. If I'm watching for just fun, I'm gonna watch like vlog style content. Like I've been checking out Blood and Guts 2.0 on YouTube quite often, because I love watching this dude just training in the snow. I don't want to do it, but I'm watching. I mean, I've done it when I was deployed to Iraq, but outside of war zones, I ain't trying to be lifting weights in the snow. But I enjoy watching him do it. It's cool to watch. Same thing with Ross Iname. I love seeing him running in the snow, chopping trees and all kinds of other stuff in the snow. That's great. So I watch that kind of stuff. So I completely understand it's the engagement, and when the content is relevant to me, you know, it's stuff that you like. Then Colonial Barbell Club says, I like to support and continue to watch someone who I find relatable and funny. That's what I engage with. Yeah. Don't be boring. So think about it like YouTube content creation is kind of like making stuff for community access. But a lot of times we treat it like we're doing it for NBC or something, right? We make it as if we're expecting people not to engage with it. And so as a result, they don't engage with it. Talk to the people who you want people to make comments. Talk to them. Say, hey, drop a comment if you have a question about this. What do you guys think about this particular feature? Has any of you ever found, I found that this is the case with this. Have you guys found anything different? Like, create a dialogue, which is awkward because you can't really actually hear people say anything to you. But if you create that dialogue, people are going to want to engage with your stuff. And by the way, you'll then be able to get more brands to want to send you stuff because you'll have an engaged following. And your following will also trust you more because you treat them like they're actually there instead of, like they don't matter to you. So there's that. George Risto said, I look for many different things: equipment, news, gym setup. I love the Massonomics gym tours for this. Training, shout out to Massonomics, by the way. Training tips. I find most creators have something I can take away to improve my gym or my training. Like I just said, I lean heavily into people who are going to give training tips. And in fact, Kinsey, because you are watching right now, I'm going to say specifically to you, I think you need to lean more in. I love that you're doing reviews. You need to lean into the fact that you are a professional physique competitor and a coach who has coached multiple other people. And I want to see you. I mean, you do what you want to, but I think that there is a definite place in the home gym content creation space for you to make videos where you show people techniques, where you do workouts. If Charles Glass, shout out to Charles Glass, okay, but Charles Glass is making videos just about different ab exercises, ways to, hit your abs the right way and get them to pop, you can do the same thing too. Same thing with saying, hey, exercises to develop your front delts, your delts or whatever. That kind of stuff. Things that help people take advantage of the products they already have. And then you can weave, if you want to weave in the piece of equipment you're using to demonstrate the thing, go ahead, do that as well. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying that I want to see that from you because I see your potential. And I love the voice that you have and the way that you engage with your audience in a fun way because you're an athletic person. I just see that. Same thing for Ashley. I think that Ashley has tremendous potential for saying, hey, guys, this is, like kind of like what Marisa Inda does, where she does videos where she shows her training and then she'll give like advice and whatever. I think you guys can do it too, and you can do it well. So there you go. Let's see here. You said that Pete Home Gym Hub says, I like that the people's always referring to Carb's Gym. Yeah, because I mean, Carb is who matters, to be honest with you. Okay, we're all here because we're friends of Carb. That's just all there is to that. Home Gym Hub says what makes him keep coming back to watch videos is the personality and seeing the journey of their growth and success. I can see that. I do like watching people, like if I go back to their early videos and seeing like their body change over time or just whatever. I love seeing that. I agree. Hey, Colonial Barber Club says, do I have a camera bar review for you? Hey, man, I'll tell you what, when you put it out there, shoot the DM the link. Okay, everybody don't DM me links to their videos. Okay, don't do that. But Colonial Barber Club, go ahead and DM the video link to me on Instagram, and I'll check it out when you put it out there. Okay. All right. Now, last segment. What I learned this week. I feel like I need to get some sort of like drop to intro this segment. The most important thing I learned this week was the importance of constantly evaluating why you do what you do. In other words, the importance of evaluating why we do what we do, right? But I think everybody should do it. In the past week, I've dramatically increased. This is an example. In the past week, I've dramatically increased my metabolic output during workouts without negatively impacting my strength by just simply walking at a normal pace on the treadmill between sets. I didn't increase or decrease my rest time. So between sets of my main lift, I normally rest 3 minutes. And in the past, I'd just sit down. Maybe I'd get some water. Maybe I'd have to use some of that time to change the weight. I might check my phone, whatever. Now I don't do any of that. I just leave the treadmill running after my warm-up is done. And I start doing my normal sets. I do about typically 6 sets, including warm-up and work sets. And in between each set, I just go get on the treadmill, which is already running at the speed I want. And I just walk at a normal pace. I'm not running. I don't do any of that. I just go get on the treadmill. So I'm walking consistently for that full 3 minutes. Timer goes off. I get off. I go and I do my next set. So I didn't increase or decrease my rest time. I didn't push the pace on the treadmill. If I need to adjust the weight, I do. If I need to set up the next movement, I do. And then while I wait for the timer to go, while I wait for the rest of the timer, I go get on the treadmill and I just walk. This is a much less intense version of the old school, don't take any rest between sets, or even the Metcon approach from CrossFit. I think those have their place, but because I'm focused on maintaining my strength as much as possible as my weight continues to go down, doing this keeps the blood flowing, stops you from getting sluggish because I sit down between sets, and it just works. And it, like I said, it's not negatively impacting my strength. At some point, I'll have to switch strategies. I'll hit a plateau or something. But right now, it's just something great to do. And when I thought of this, I was like, and I tried it and it was working. I was like, this is a great reminder to not just do stuff because that's what I've always done. Because in life and in business, I think the worst reason to do anything is because you've always done it, or because that's how you've always done it, So the lesson I learned this week was don't be afraid to shake things up. And that's it. All right, so that's it for today's show. Thank you to my wife, Naomi, for joining me today. You guys make sure that you go subscribe to her YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and I'll throw it up here one more time. Make sure you guys are subscribed to at Naomi Harris Greaves on YouTube. If you work from home and you have a setup that you'd like to send to Naomi so she can feature it on her channel, she's done that for a lot of other people. Shoot a DM to at Garage Gym Life on Instagram and just say, hey, I got a home office setup I want to share on your wife's channel, and I'll let you know how you can do that. You can also shoot an email to her at nomi.m.greaves@gmail.com and just say, hey, I've got how can I share my home gym setup with you? But most of all, just go ahead and subscribe to her YouTube channel to help her grow. We're trying to get her to 10,000 subscribers. And then also shout out to my guest, Mike Reed from Micro Gainz. Make sure you guys are following Micro Gainz on Instagram so you can see the cool stuff that he posts there, the cool content he puts on there. Make sure you subscribe to Micro Gainz on YouTube. And make sure you visit, if you need fractional plates, visit microgainz.com and just support him. And if he asks how you found out about it, make sure you let him know you found out about Micro Gainz because you got up way too early with Garage Gym Life. Okay. Next week, we are working on the guest for next week. I don't have it solidified yet. I do have calls into several people, and we're just basically trying to get everybody's schedule together to see who makes the most sense. So I'll let you guys know who the guest is going to be later on this coming week. Stay warm. If there's snow out there, be careful. And make sure you share our channel link to help us continue to grow. We're trying to get to that YouTube play button. We're very, very close. And most of all, keep stacking days. Y'all have a great day. Peace out.